Well, hello, and welcome to Merry Miracle Mondays with your Quantum Success Activator, Elevator, and Accelerator, and Prosperity Catalyst and Miracle Activator, Erin Lloyd. Would you love to receive miracles for money, wellness, and relationships today? Hmm? Hmm? Would you? Would you? If so, let me know in the comments. Also, if you do, then you're definitely going to want to stick around and stay tuned because those are the 3 miracles I will be gifting to you today. How does it get even better than that? So, welcome again to video number 2 of our 3rd annual immersive and interactive Merry Miracle Mondays experience. That's right. They're totally free and they're safe to receive. Woo woo. Can I get a what in the comments? So this time you're invited to receive 3 miracles, as I said, for your health, money, and relationships. Now, if you're like, well, Erin, I'm not in a relationship romantically and I'm not desiring to be in one, or my relationships are wonderful and fabulous. Well, first off, if you're in the former and you'd like to be, you could choose to use this toward being in one and or something even better than you could even imagine. And or if you're already in fabulous relationships, then you could choose to wonder how they could possibly get even better and choose to use the relationship energy toward that. You remember relationships are a distance between any two objects, right? In this case, people. So it could be, but not just people. Why? Because if you're not new to me and you followed me for a while or you tuned in last week, you'll know that I'm an intuitive business success and confidence coach. And what I didn't say last week, but if you're not new to me and have followed me for a while or a client or a past customer or something, is you'll know that my approach to business is holistic as well as it is to success. And therefore, since everything is energy and everything's connected, your business is also energy if you have one. And it's same for your creative career or your regular career, or if you don't have a career, it could just be if you're a parent, stay at home parent, for instance, that's a career of choice as well. So, whatever it is, it could be a relationship to yourself, it could be a relationship to your career, your business. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, okay? So, relationships in general, money. Now, excuse me. If you're like, Erin, I'm doing better with money than I've ever done in my entire life in business or career or whatever. Excellent. Kudos. Let's celebrate you. Woo woo. And again, I invite you to go into an attitude of, oh, and I wonder how it could possibly get even better than this. And you could choose to let the energy of the money miracles work toward that end and or something even better. And the same is true for your health and wellness. And for that miracle, I'll be gifting you today as well. You dig? Any questions? Let me know in the comments. By the way, a little bit of early housekeeping here is that, and I don't know if I remembered to say this last week, if you don't see your comment immediately publicly published, don't panic, just breathe. Excuse me, and if you're stuffed up like I am, you could just breathe in through your mouth, nice and deep and slow. Belly breaths, belly gently expands on each inhale. That's right. So, I am a female. I'm on the internet, and it's not always as safe as it is for males just being a female in the first place. And it's even less safe feeling on the interwebs, even though it's 2022, as fucked up as that is. So I do have to manually approve comments for my own safety and sanity, quite frankly. So can't be dealing with the mega trolls. So yeah, that means you're going to have to please be patient with me and give me a few days to come around, see your comment, and manually approve it, okay? If it's legit and heartfelt and honest and truthful and not some mega crazy ass attack, it will be approved, okay? All right, is that right? Is that right? So, when this is an interactive experience, as I aforementioned, so as guided, excuse me, as guided, when guided, you're going to be asked to comment. Okay. And so I don't want you to freak out and go, oh, I don't see my comment. As long as you submitted it, it will be there and you will probably be able to see it and I will be able to see it. But it won't be publicly visible to others until I manually approve it. That's all. Okay, next. So, who am I and how dare I claim to be able to gift you miracles? Well, as I've said, I'm Erin Lloyd of Quantum Leap Your Biz and quantumleapyourbiz.com, and it's my absolute pleasure, privilege, and honor to be your host and miracle activator and facilitator for Merry Miracle Mondays. Woo! I'm also the creator of this event and the creator of the Success Frequencies. More on that later. And as I said, I'm an intuitive business success and confidence coach. So, certified as a rapid results coach, certified as an instant miracle coach, aka a certified instant miracle master, as well as a certified healing facilitator and certificated in integrative and complementary wellness. I'm also a trauma informed holistic wellness coach, so as well as a trauma survivor and an ordained minister, although I haven't been religious in many, let's just say a long time. As an intuitive business success and confidence coach, a client attraction specialist, a branding and online marketing consultant slash strategist, and a former and graphic designer, I've been in the online business world going on 10 years as of this January 2023, so in a few weeks here. So, who do I serve? Conscious visionaries, leaders, entrepreneurs, creators, and entertainers and light bringers just like you hire me when they have finally chosen and committed to generate, create, and have a conscious and prosperous business or creative career they love so they can transform the world like they came here to do. It's a huge part of my mission here now to get more money in the hands of the conscious peeps, the human transformers, the change makers, the visionaries, the leaders, because we are the ones elevating the consciousness of humanity and for harmony and the sustainability of life on Earth. Because the doomsday clock's down to what, 3 to 5 years, and I don't know about you, but I'm determined to do what I can to make sure for what I can do, even if it's a little itty bit, because every bit counts, to work toward sustaining safety for the majority of life on Earth beyond the doomsday clock. And raising the consciousness of humanity is a huge way that I contribute toward that. So, my decades of studying holistic health, healing, and wellness inspired me to create my holistic success system, aka my quantum success system. This comprehensive approach works on multiple levels at once for results that last. Again, I'm a certified rapid results coach. So, at the core of everything I offer, you will find that it's geared toward and focused and centered around your safety first and foremost. Safety first, always, always, always. Safe to succeed, safely succeed at light speed is what I'm all about facilitating you in doing, being, and achieving. So, it's also geared around and centered around your conscious consent. So, nothing I do works without your free will, and that includes your ability and capacity to receive miracles. Yeah, you dig? And like I said, it's holistic, so it's comprehensive and it works at multiple levels simultaneously. This is why it's so effective. And there's a fourth piece, which I forgot to mention last week in Merry Miracle Monday's video, which is that, oh goodness gracious, did I just forget again? Hang on. Yes, for goodness sakes. I have ADD in case you're new to me. All right, let me spit it out before I forget again. Oh my gosh, I've only been doing this for several years. You would think I would have this memorized, and I do, but ADD be like that. So does drama sometimes, yo. So anyway, yeah. So the combination of the fact that it's centered around your safety, your conscious free will, consent, and choice, as well as holistic, so it works on multiple levels simultaneously, is that it's customized. Everything I offer is customized and personalized for you, your desires, your intentions, your desires and requirements for your life, your creative career, and or your business. So how does it get even better than that? Woo-woo. Stick around to find out how you could discover more if that's something you're curious about. All right, so Don't worry, if you joined last week's or caught any of last week's video, this one's going to be a hell of a lot shorter. I had some splaining to do on last week's video in case you missed it, because Merry Miracle Mondays was designed and inspired to be offered each Monday in December. And I had missed the first 2 Mondays, and it wasn't for lack of trying. And if you caught video number 1, you'll have seen and heard what happened there. But you see, what happened was I don't want to go into that again, and I'm sure you don't want me to either. But if you missed video number 1 and the first 3 miracles, then you can go back and catch it. But you do have to follow the directions in it, and that is going to be a time investment for that one. That one's a lot longer. So, what I do helps you achieve what you desire safely, simply, and swiftly. So, you get to skyrocket your success and safely succeed at light speed as you spiral on up and ease on down the road. That's right, if you're new to me, bad singing and sometimes rapping is part of the package. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. All right, so if you're finally determined, committed, and choosing to accelerate your success, attract your dream peeps, quantum leap your biz, and safely succeed at light speed. So you can have a conscious and prosperous biz or creative career you love and transform the world like you came here to do. With greater ease, joy, freedom, flow, fulfillment, and fun faster than you ever thought possible, without burning out, without selling out, without losing your soul, and without the fear, and this is a biggie for most of my peeps, of your continued success costing you who and or what you value the most, such as your time, your relationships, and your health. Can I get a what in the comments? Also, let me know in the comments where are you tuning in from, which part of the world you're in, which hemisphere are you in, northern, southern, eastern, western, and did you get snow this year? I'm in the northern hemisphere in the Grand Canyon State, and maybe some up north got some snow. I did not get any snow this year, to my great disappointment. But if you're buried under a snow cyclone, like in the northeastern U.S., for instance, you might not be too keen on snow right about now. She said, refraining from going into Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. Okay. Phew. As aforementioned, I'm the creator of the success frequencies. When I could speak sometimes. Yeah, luckily, frequencies don't require speaking. How does it get even better than that? So, as the creator of them, I could show you how to take a shortcut through time and space via your very own success portal. Ah! Isn't that a rad portal gif? Don't you just love it? Like, tell me in the comments. Oh, goodness, I forgot to take the underline off of this link, and this video is not, that link isn't clickable. But don't worry, I got you. If you want to discover more, you can find the link below that's clickable or tappable. Okay, it'll be in the description or pinned or something. It'll be there somewhere. So if any of that resonates with you, I invite you to discover how you could come work and play with me, because look it, if there's no fun involved, I don't want any part of it. So at the link below, did she just say that business could be fun or imply that about business and career stuff? Is she insane? She must be insane. Well, you're here at a thing called Merry Miracle Monday, so maybe you're a little insane too, or maybe you're just healthily skeptical. Either way, you're welcome. But as I said last week, if you are cynical, I said this on video number 1, you're not welcome. This will not work for you. You've already decided it's not going to work. So I wish you well in life. I've been a cynic. It's miserable. What I wish for my worst enemies. And I hope you find peace and joy. And until that time, bye for now. If you're healthily skeptical or already open, continue. Stay with me and let's get your 3 miracles for money, health, and relationships. Woo-hoo. But if you're interested in discovering how you could come work and play with me, follow the link below that you see on the screen, which is bit.ly/quantum leap your biz app. Again, you can click or tap that link below. It'll be somewhere in the comments or description. All right, and now it's time for some house music all night. House music all night long. Because, I'm a house of techno girl. What are you going to do? Oops, I meant housekeeping. All right, so warning, do not drive, operate machinery, watch small children, use cutlery, fire, or anything else that requires your full and present attention during this experience. If you're not new to me, that will just be a reminder or a refresher. Um, if you are, now you know. Don't say I didn't warn you. That's a warning on the screen and verbally delivered. Next, disclaimer, I am not a doctor, and even if I was, I'm not your doctor. Nothing I share in any way, form, shape, place is meant to be a substitute for professional medical and or psychological advice and or treatment. You are responsible for your healthcare choices, actions, as well as inactions. When in doubt, always check with your own qualified medical professionals, preferably ones with extra training in functional medicine, who use an integrative and holistic approach toward wellness so that they're focused on wellness care as opposed to sick care. You dig? Okay, so how can you receive the most from this experience? Because I would like for you to have it optimized if possible, and it is possible. How's it get even better than that? Let's find out, shall we? So, again, we're on housekeeping and we went over the warning and the disclaimer. And here's how you can get the most out of this experience with the practical, technical, boring stuff. I'll be quick on this part. So, allow this week up to 1 hour for this week's experience. Now, let's say up to 90-ish minutes. Okay. Because we're almost at about 20 minutes. It might be less than 60 this time. It might be less than an hour. We'll find out together, shall we? So allow up to 60 to 90 minutes for this week's Merry Miracle Monday experience. Set your devices to do not disturb, please. Let your peeps know if you're working at home or at your office place or place if you have one. Put a do not disturb sign up. A lot of us worked at home during the pandemic. I've been working at home for years now. So I'm used to putting do not disturb signs up on, you know, uh, the workspace, etc. But you may or may not be. So I invite you and recommend that you do that and let your peeps know, hey, for the next 60 to 90-ish minutes, I will be out of contact. Do not disturb unless urgent. Okay, so we've discussed time, we've discussed warning, disclaimer, setting your devices to do not disturb. I would say airplane mode, but you have to be online to watch this on YouTube unless you have the YouTube Pro or whatever that's called, where you can download videos to watch offline. And if you do have that and you want to download this and then just put your device in airplane mode, that might be helpful. I would also invite you and recommend that you mute um, or temporarily disable all notifications from your device. Also, I forgot to put this on the graphics. Please plug in your device to charge it up. Aaron, it's already almost fully charged, or it is fully charged. Okay, well then humor me and have a charging cable handy because high frequencies are coming through this and they can sometimes affect, let's put it that way, technology. Again, safety first, better safe than sorry is my motto. So it wouldn't hurt to just have a charging cable handy for your device if you're on a phone, tablet, or laptop, even if it's 100% charged, okay? Next, be in a private distraction-free space or area. I think that was alluded to, but just in case that was not clear. Also, you're going to want to get 1 or 2 glasses or bottles of water for this experience. If you don't already have them, you can pause this, go get some water, and come back and resume. And since I said 60 to 90-ish minutes, you might want to check in with your body, see if it wants a potty break first, so you don't have to interrupt once we're in the flow zone coming up. Okay, for the rest of this experience, it's going to be optimal if you could have your feet on the floor, ground, or earth below you. Now, if you need to lay down for some reason, it could be on the floor or ground or earth if it's safe for you to do so and weather permitting. It can be indoors or outdoors, whatever is safest and weather permitting for you and your body and optimal for you and your body and your situation at this time. If you're indoors, you could lay on the floor and receive this and just lift your knees up and put a pillow under them if it's more comfortable so your feet can be flat on the floor. Okay. Or if you're in a bed or a couch and you don't want to be on the floor or can't be on the floor, then just lift up your knees so your feet can be flat and just imagine or pretend or um, whatever works for you If visualizing works for you, you can do that. If feeling works for you, you can do that. If a combination of sensory stuff works for you, whatever works for you, choose that, please. But if your feet can't be directly touching the floor or ground or earth below you, then just raise up your knees, put a pillow under there if it's more comfy, and imagine or pretend or use whatever senses works for you. Imagination, visualization, pretending, so that you can imagine your feet are touching the floor, ground, or earth below you. Is that it? Is that it? Okay, again, we said be in a private, distraction free space or area. Next, how to receive your miracles. Okay, so if you have not already done so, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's free. How's it get even better than that? So, next, hit that notification bell and set it to enable all notifications, please and thank you. Watch this Merry Miracle Monday experience. Even if it's not Monday when you watch it, it might be Tuesday in your part of the world if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere by the time you get around to this video. It might be later. That's okay. By the time it's going to be uploaded, it will be Monday, December 26th, 2022 in the Western Northern Hemisphere. So, whenever it is for you, that's fine too. So, once again, subscribe to this YouTube channel, set the notification bell to receive all notifications. Is that right? Next, thumbs up this Merry Miracle Monday video. It's best to do it now so that you don't forget to do it later. Because as miracle energies start flowing and some are already flowing, you may or may not be aware of them. You may or may not perceive them. You may or may not feel anything. And whatever you do or don't notice or feel or perceive is just right for you. And you don't need to feel a damn thing in order for it to work. Okay? So, however, once I really start intentionally, consciously, conscientiously offering the specific 3 miracles we have coming up for health, money, and relationships, the energy might be a bit stronger, more intense, whether you feel it or not. And it can have an effect of making you feel relaxed or a little bit spacey, which again, see the aforementioned disclaimer and warnings. So, you may not have the presence of mind to remember to thumbs up this video later. So I'm asking that you go ahead and subscribe and thumbs up the video now. All right. And then next, comment when I guide you to during this video. Now, if you caught this part of last week's Merry Miracle Mondays, which was further along after I did my explaining about why I was 2 weeks late with the miracles, and how I was going to make it up to you. And I did make it up to you by gifting you 3 miracles instead of just 2 last week. And I'm gifting you 3 this time instead of just 1 this time. So that by all is said and done, you'll have received, if you chose to participate and receive and follow along with the directions and commented when guided to for video 1 and video 2, which is this one, then you'll have received a total of 6, count them 6, Merry Miracles instead of 4, because there were 4 Mondays this December 2022. So the way I made up my F up to you is with extra miracles. How's it get even better than that? Woo-woo. Okay. So by now you've taken your pee break, gotten your water, you have your feet on the ground floor or earth below you, you've set your devices to do not disturb, you've put do not disturb on the space you're in a private distraction-free space, you've prioritized treating this like an important business or work meeting and or wellness care, self-care, and set aside up to 90-ish minutes for this experience. You've got water, taking your pee break, whatever. All right, so next. Again, we're in the housekeeping part of how to receive your miracles and how to get the most out of this experience. So, this part and a little bit of what I've said last week, if you caught video 1, you may have heard, but if not, and by the way, you may also fall asleep during this experience, and that's okay. Just once you wake up and get a chance, go back and pick up where you left off so you can receive your miracles, okay? Because it's interactive, so you will need to comment in order to receive them. So this is a Rumi quote. It says, sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Okay. So this is in reference to how you can receive the most out of this experience and how you can receive your miracles. So I mentioned that if you're acidic, this will not work for you. Adios. If you're healthily skeptical or already open, this can work for you. And how can it work for you? Choose to sell your cleverness and by bewilderment, especially if you're healthily skeptical. And I find it optimal to be healthily skeptical in many ways in life. And so I still am myself on many things. So no judgment if you are too. It's sometimes beneficial and optimal, right? So do what's best for you. However, that being said, in the same way that you would get the most out of a novel or a science fiction or fantasy film by choosing to temporarily engage the snooze button, like on the old alarm clocks, or to temporarily suspend or engage the suspend disbelief button temporarily so you can receive the most from the experience, because your mind knows that during a fiction movie, excuse me, novel or fantasy or sci-fi film, even an action film these days, that stuff isn't real. But you want to get the most out of the experience, right? So you temporarily just mentally, it's oftentimes unconsciously, but I'm asking you to choose to do it consciously now, especially if you're healthily skeptical. Just engage that suspend disbelief button just for the duration of this and for the few hours following it, okay? And choose to have an open mind. So, like I said, press the snooze button on any disbelief or skepticism. Next is choose to have an open heart to get the most out of this experience. Choose to have an open and curious mind. Okay? Because again, if you're acidic, your mind's already closed. If you're healthily skeptical, you can choose to have an open and curious mind. And if you're already open, then you already have an open and curious mind. Kudos, congrats. Feel free to comment and let me know which one you are. All right, so next, choose that this will work for you. And I would like you to go ahead and comment below or wherever you see the comment box for this video and just give me some iteration of yes, Erin, and Erin is spelled Erin in case you forgot or are wondering. I am, two of the most powerful words in the English language, choosing to allow myself to receive these miracles now and for this to work for me. Something to that effect will make it even more powerful, especially because you're going to be having hand body, physical, heart brain coordination and action involved. So you'll be physically interacting by typing this and interacting and commenting, okay? And be willing to receive it. Be willing to receive these three miracles. Now, if you're like, Erin, I'm willing to receive the money miracle, but I'm not willing to receive the relationship miracle. Okay, I respect your free will. Again, nothing I do works without your conscious consent. That being said, I want to give you a pro tip after being in business for 10 years this January. Ready? What's it going to hurt to choose to receive all three? They're a gift from my heart to yours. They can't hurt. At the worst, they'll do absolutely nothing and it will be neutral. At best, they could work wonders and miracles for your health, relationships, and money situations or money flows, even if they're already fabulous, fantastic, and wonderful. So, what would be the harm in just choosing to open yourself to receiving and allowing for it to get even better than your mind could even fathom, even if all three of those areas are already fantastic and fabulous and wonderful? So, I would encourage you to choose to allow yourself to receive and benefit from all three miracles. You don't have to be struggling or suffering or miserable to benefit from these miracles. You could be doing excellent. Um, so that would be my pro tips for you. But again, I respect your free will choice. So if you choose to receive, say, the relationship one, but ignore and let the miracles for the money and the health bypass you or any combination thereof, that's your choice. Now, I want to let you know two things. I don't know if I mentioned these in video part one. One, I respect your free will choice. I don't force anything on anyone. So here's the deal how this works. If you say choose to receive the health miracle, but choose to pass on the money and relationship miracles, Let's just say that's what your choice. Just go with me on this example. You might be like, I'm choosing all three, Erin. Okay, great, but just humor me and go with me on this example. Let's say you're choosing to receive the health miracle, but to let the miracle energy bypass you for the other two. Cool. The only way that would not work and you would receive the energy anyway is if your body, which has its own wisdom and its own intelligence and its own consciousness, and or your being, that's the being part of your human being. The late great Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say we're human beings, not human doings, may override your conscious choice. And I have zero say so in any of that. That's between you and your body and your being. And I can guarantee you this, either nothing will happen or something potentially wonderful could happen. But nothing bad will happen. That I can assure you. Unless you choose for it to. And I don't know why you would choose that unless you're a cynic. And if you were a cynic, you wouldn't still be here, right? Right? Could I get it right in the comments? Let me know. Okay, so just be willing to receive it and choose that it's going to work for you. It's a conscious choice. So here's the thing, your subconscious mind is very powerful. However, it cannot override your conscious free will choice. Your body and being can, and yes, they're all connected, but at the end of the day, your conscious free will choice in this example, in this case, is going to trump it all. So consciously choose right now that this is going to work for you and let me know using the example to the effect of I gave you earlier in the comments right now. Like, yes, Erin, I am choosing to allow this to work for me now. Boom, submit. Remember, it may not be visibly publicly published just yet. Bear with me till I can get around to manually approving it. And be willing to allow yourself and your body and your life and or your business or creative career or relationships to improve and benefit from this and receive it and allow it. Okay? Next, shift into a state that's very sincere, very heartfelt, very open sense of wonderment and gratitude as if you have already just received and experienced your requested miracle and or something even better. So when it comes time in a little bit for me to offer you each of them on health, money, and relationships, you might have a preference. So it might be I'd love to improve the relationship I have with my body, or with eating and my body, or with myself with a capital S, the being part of my human being, or with God, Source, Universe, all that is your word for it here, or with your family, or your friends, or your loved ones, or your romantic partner, or your business partners, or your colleagues at work, right? Whatever it is. Maybe it's the parents at your kid's school. Whatever it is, you might have a preference, for example. Regarding money, you might also have a preference, right? Maybe it's you specifically want to increase sales, or you specifically want to get a promotion at work, and with that may come a raise. Okay. Or you may want to get a raise at work, but with that may come a promotion, or it may not, right? So you can have, oh, and for health, um, let's say that you want to be pain free and you're in pain, or you want to improve your gut health, or you want to improve your energy levels, or you want to improve your mental clarity, right? Whatever it is, or your physical energy, whatever it is, remember it's not a substitute for the doctor, see aforementioned disclaimer. However, you could have that preference, whatever it is for you. It could be to improve your skin health or to breathe easier. Many people have reported to me over the years that, and this is to me quite interesting and kind of fun and cool, is that they'll report to me that they're breathing easier during and after, whether it's a session or a pre recorded experience like this one or whatever, or a live interaction. They'll or even if I sent them energy via distance, they'll report to me that they're suddenly, even if they didn't ask for specifically for sinuses or to breathe easier, or even if they didn't tell me they were stuffed up and I didn't send them energy specifically for that, they will often report that they were stuffed up and now, or had sinus pressure and now it's gone, or now they can breathe easier, or it was harder to take a full breath in their chest and fill up their lungs, but now they can fill up their lungs a bit more, or now they feel relaxed or they feel less tense. I would invite you to pause take 3 deep, slow belly breaths now, and that just means that your belly gently expands on each inhale. So go ahead and inhale through your nose if you can to a count of at least 4 seconds. And exhale out through your mouth to a count of at least 6 seconds. Now, if your nose is stuffed up like mine is, just do this through your mouth. The important thing is that your belly gently expands on each inhale and that each exhale is longer than each inhale. Okay? All right. So do that 3 times in a row, please. Your feet are on the ground floor or earth below you. Or, worst case scenario, a couch or a bed. And now I invite you to tune in to your body and notice what you notice. Get curious about it. Because you may already notice that you're feeling less tense, less stressed, less anxious, calmer, possibly even breathing easier or better, even if you weren't stuffed up. Maybe pain has lessened than you were before we began. You may not. You may notice nothing. Whatever you do or don't notice is just right for you. But get curious, tune in, breathe deeply, and notice what you notice. That's right, because the energies have been flowing since I started recording. Actually, since before I started the recording, they're embedded and encoded into the recording. Okay? You may or may not feel them or be aware of them. If you do feel them, I would love to know in the comments because I'm not somebody who usually feels energies. I won't say usually. I'm improving all the time, let's put it that way. But it's different for each person, sometimes even each time. So sometimes you may feel energies and sometimes you may not. Maybe you have no idea what I'm even talking about, and that's okay too. But if you're somebody who often feels energies, you may or may not on this, okay? Doesn't mean it's not working. You don't need to feel them for them to work. I said that earlier. It bears repeating. Next. Please go ahead and comment what you notice now that you've checked in with your body and taken at least 3 deep, slow belly breaths. Even if it was nothing, that's okay. All right. And now I would invite you to drink some water unless your body or your inner guidance tells you not to specifically. Not your mind, not your ego, not your small self, not your programming, but your body and your inner knowing, your inner guidance system, your higher intelligence. Unless it says not to, please go ahead and drink some water. And remember, I'm a holistic wellness coach too, so I'll often say in my trainings and experiences that if you wait till you're thirsty to drink, sometimes that means that you're already slightly dehydrated. So there are 2 things that help energy move even more effectively, and that's going to be air in the form of breathing and water. And let me clarify 2 physical things. You can also allow energy to move and flow even easier and faster with the power of your intention and your conscious choice and your willingness to allow it to. Okay, but we're not in a hurry. So there's another quote, I think it's Lao Tzu, but I always forget. If you're new to me, I often butcher quotes. And it goes something to the effect of be like nature. Nature doesn't hurry, nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. So we're not in a hurry to rush the flow of the energy. I just wanted to let you know that in case it should encounter any detours or run into any dead ends like on a maze as this energy is moving through and around you and your body, if it hits an impediment or a solidification or something, some dense energies, it can take a bit longer for these miracles to work and the energy to work through. It'll still be working as long as you chose to and are allowing it to, but it could just be a little delayed in your ability to notice it. And it's not because you did anything wrong or bad, so let me be clear on that. And let's breathe. By the way, I don't seem to have the capacity yet to be able to clear my own breathing, hence the still being stuffed up. Maybe someday I'll be able to do that for myself the way that a lot of my peeps report, but it hasn't happened yet. So We'll see. For now, I've got to mute myself because I need to use a tissue. Okay. So, again, we're choosing to be in a sincere, open hearted sense of childlike wonderment and gratitude as if your miracle or preference for your miracle energy has already been requested and or something even better than your mind or imagination could even ever possibly fathom. And what this has the ability to do, especially if you're healthily skeptical, especially if you're a left brainer or very logical or analytical, is that it helps to get you out of your own damn way. Okay? Because our minds are wonderful, wonderful tools and calculators, but they often trip us up and get in our own damn way. And they mean well, bless their hearts. They mean so well. They don't mean to be stifling us and hindering us and limiting us and stopping us and blocking us. They're just trying to protect us and get our needs met and keep us from being harmed or killed or looking foolish, which they think means being harmed or killed, or feeling embarrassed or rejected, which they think means being harmed or killed. And how can we not love and appreciate them for that, right? So I'm not one of these certified coaches or certified healing facilitators or people who vilifies the ego and the small self. They have their role, and I appreciate them, and we value them. But they don't get to drive if you're choosing to safely thrive from now on. If you're choosing to safely succeed from now on, they don't get to drive anymore. Now, most of us have been letting them drive for our whole lives, and we're taught that that's how it works and that's how you get ahead. And maybe you got ahead and maybe you're doing quite well, but maybe you used a whole hell of a lot of force to freaking do it. And that can be fucking exhausting, which is why I said I help you to do all this without burning out, without selling out, without losing your soul, right? Without the cost of your continued success costing you who and or what you value the most. But the key one in this example is the burning out one, because I've learned the hard-headed way many times so you don't have to. Okay? So if your miracles, and if you have one in particular you're really desiring that you already know about, or maybe it's just general, like, yeah, I want all three, Aaron, but really money or health or wellness or relationships are really the ones that jumped out at me that my heart and my being and my body are most lit up and excited for coming up. Cool. So take 3 more deep belly breaths if you can in through your nose to count of at least 4 seconds, giving yourself time and your body time for your belly to gently expand on that full, deep inhale. And out through your mouth to a count of at least 6 to 8 seconds. It can be longer on the inhale and longer on the exhale. Take your time. If you're not there on each time, just choose to do better, your best, and aim to do better each time, okay? And what was the other thing I was going to say that I forgot to say last time? Don't remember. It'll come back if it needs to. Okay, so next, the green part on the graphic says tune into your body and notice how it's responding. So if it did already come true, if you did have a preference for money, instead of just generally maybe it was specific for a raise or a promotion or to increase sales, or if you're in business to get more leads or clients or customers or patients or students or listeners or subscribers or attendees for your gigs if you're a creator or performer, right? Or artist, whatever it is, you may have a preference. And again, that's fine as long as you're open and choosing to allow this and or something even better so you get your small self, your logical mind, your ego out of the damn way, because there could be something way better than your mind could even conceive of. And if you're unwilling to allow that possibility to actualize, you are robbing yourself. Also, these miracles don't usually show up how we desire them to, but it's not uncommon for people who are in business, who are my main peeps, conscious visionaries, leaders, creators, entertainers, entrepreneurs, right? Those are my peeps, light bringers. So what happens is it's not uncommon, like during calls or right before or right after experiences like this, if you were hoping for something, say with an improvement in, say, business, to get sales or leads during and or right after, even if you've been in a drought for a long time. If you were hoping to get a new job and you can't get hired or get an interview to save your life, I've also facilitated people with that in the past. Um, who were like part-time entrepreneurs and working a 9 to 5 until they could go full in, all in on their business. And so in the interim, they wanted a better job. That who I supported in that regard, who like were overqualified, could not get hired due to legitimate reasons, not because they were unqualified, but due to discrimination, racism, etc. And that was all true. And what was also true is they were energetically, accidentally, unconsciously, because you're smart, you would never do this to yourself on purpose, also repelling better opportunities via unconscious points of view, limitations, thoughts, feelings, emotions, etc., etc. So, if you're desiring a better job or a promotion to a better level at your current job, if you have one, for instance, um, you might desire, okay, for the money one, I might focus it for job related stuff because a job can produce money. A job can produce money just like your business or creative career can. And I would invite you to and encourage you to do this. Just be open to money if you're choosing primarily to receive the money miracle. You can receive all three, okay? But if you're really lit up by the money one, just know this. It may or may not come to you in the ways that your mind has conceived of. So it may or may not come through sales or new clients or customers. Or, yeah, you can raise your rates, and I often help my clients to do that, especially the entrepreneurs, but only if it's optimal for them. Remember, what I do is personalized and customized. That may or may not be what's optimal for you at this time. I don't know. Unless you're my client and we're working one on one, I don't know your situation. So, you know you best, though. You can tune in and get inquisitive and introspective and ask your body and your being and the energy of your business or creative career. And you can ponder it and wonder about it with genuine curiosity and get curious about it and wonder, hey, have I been feeling guided and inspired to raise my rates? And if it feels lighter and more expansive, that's a yes. If it feels heavier and contracted, that's likely a no, although there can be exceptions to that quote unquote rule. If you'd like some help figuring that out, then I encourage you to follow the bit.ly/Quantum Leap Your Biz app to learn more about how you could receive one of my complimentary exclusive Quantum Leap Your Biz sessions valued at $555. Don't be alarmed if when you get there it refers to it as an Accelerate Your Success session. It's all pretty much the same thing. It's just that I often say as you evolve, so does your business and vice versa. So I'm in the process of my own elevation and upgrade and up spiral. And so some of the namings are expanding as well as I elevate. So either way, you can learn more at that bit.ly link below, bit.ly/quantum leap your biz app. You can click or tap that below to learn more and to learn how you could qualify to receive one of those complimentary sessions valued at $555. It is free, but you do have to qualify to receive one. I only offer a small amount of them, and there is a time investment in exchange for it. Okay? Is that right? Is that right? So, again, you can have a preference for how you want these miracles to show up, but also be willing to allow them to show up however and whenever they desire to and do. Also, know that if the energy runs into any impediments, that could take longer. And so, if that's the case, you can help move that energy and facilitate the movement of it via continuing to choose to stay open and curious and wondering about I can't wait to find out how it's going to show up. Like open and curious, like a kid excited about a birthday gift or something, okay? Or a holiday present. And then also remember extra hydration over the next hours and days and week. And you may or may not require extra rest. Tune into your body and ask it and allow yourself to follow its guidance, not your minds, not your small selves, not your egos, your bodies, even though your ego and mind and small self will hate that. And remember deep, slow, diaphragmatic belly breathing, because science has shown that if you do at least 7 to 10 of those a day, it can help reset your parasympathetic nervous system, as can at least 7.5 to 9 hours per night of quality sleep. Now, that's easier said than done in some cases. I'm aware of that. But these are just two ways that you can help Get your nervous system on board with your conscious choices to allow yourself to receive this miracle energy and to move it along. Because if your body is stuck in survival mode, I'm not saying these miracles won't work for you, but I'm saying that that can be an impediment and slow them down because your body's prioritizing staying alive. And it can accidentally repel anything that it deems is not an emergency life saving thing. It may not understand, based on your mind trying to interfere, that this energy could potentially help you toward that. And if you're in an actual life or death situation, what are you doing here listening? Call the authorities and get to safety immediately. But most of us are stuck in some version, even if it's a little wee bit or it's gradual, even if it's in the background on mute of a chronic state of survival mode, fight, flight, freeze mode, or have been for a lot of our lives, right? And so devoting and choosing to commit extra attention and intention to, as part of your overall wellness care routine and regime, to be to include nervous system harmony and regulation on a daily and sometimes throughout the day basis is going to be key. Okay, because the more you can activate that parasympathetic rest and digest, all is well for me now, it's safe for me now, then it turns off the alarm bells so that if you're not in any actual danger, your body gets that update. Okay, and then it gets easier to slow your breathing. It gets easier to breathe deeper. It gets easier to be here and now, fully present in and with and through your body, connected with the earth. So, feet on the ground, go ahead and wiggle your toes or feet. That's right. Go ahead and take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths. And this time, as you do, I want you to place your attention inside of your torso at the base of your spine in your tailbone, otherwise known as your coccyx. So, with the power of your intention, use your attention with an A to place your focus, which is where your power is, in your tailbone at the base of your spine right now. Pretend, imagine, place it there, whatever works for you. Attention is in the base of your spine, in your tailbone, that very bottommost bone at the base of your spine. That's right. And with your attention in your tailbone, go ahead and take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Don't make yourself wrong or bad. Just bring it right back into your body, in your tailbone. Feet are on the floor. Deep, slow belly breaths in through your nose if you can, to a count of at least 4 seconds. Belly gently expands on the inhale. Attention's in your body, in your tailbone. That's right. And exhale out through your mouth to a count of at least 6 seconds. Your attention is still in your torso, in your tailbone. That's right. Go ahead and repeat that 2 more times for me. In through your nose to a count of at least 4 seconds. Attention's in your torso, at the base of your spine, inside of your tailbone. Belly expands on the inhale. And exhale out through your mouth. Attention's in your torso, in your tailbone. If it wandered, just bring it back. Put it back in your tailbone. And repeat with another nice deep slow belly breath. Again, if you're stuffed up like I am, just do this through your mouth. The key is at least 4 seconds on the inhale, and belly expands gently on each inhale. Now, you may or may not notice anything, but if you do notice something, what you may notice is that you may start feeling more grounded, more centered, more present, more aware, more tuned in, more safe, more here, more now, maybe even calmer. So tune in, get curious, notice what you notice in and around your body. That's right. Tune in and ask your body. Yes, you'll feel foolish and stupid, especially if you're a left brainer whose logical mind's been driving, and your logical mind's going to not want to do this. Humor me and ask it anyway. Hey body, hey being, would it be optimal to drink some more water now? And if it feels lighter and more expansive, or you hear or feel or get or perceive a yes, go ahead and drink some more. If you're not sure, it won't hurt to drink some more, unless you're, obviously don't drown yourself from the inside, but it won't hurt to drink another sip or 2 of water when in doubt. If you're at a neutral, that means it can go either way. Now, if on the other hand, your body sensorily let you know, hey, no, we feel contracted and constricted and tight and nope, nope, heavy, dense, nope, that's a no. Now, it's not always going to be that extreme or drastic, but just to give you an indication. That's right. Whatever you do or don't notice is just right for you, but get curious, tune in, breathe, and notice what you notice. Was there tension in your neck and shoulders before, and now it's either lessened in intensity or gone away entirely? Was your right knee aching or in pain, and now it's either lessened or gone away? Was your shoulder stiff, but now it feels looser? Speaking of shoulders, tune in, check in with your body. Would it ask it? Would it like you to do some gentle shoulder rolls, alternating shoulder rolls, right and left, left and right, left and right, nice and slow and gentle? Would it like you to do a gentle, slow turning of the head to the right, where you're looking over your right shoulder, and nice and slow and gently back to center with your shoulders back, gentle and slow? And if it says no, maybe because it's injured or you've had past neck injuries, honor your body and do what's best for you. But if it said yes, now how about a gentle, slow turn to the left? You might, so you're turning your left from center over your left shoulder, nice and slow and gentle. There's zero force being used here. Okay? We're using the Tao. We're going with the way, with the flow, without effort. Woo way woo, without effort. And back to center, nice and slow, if you did that. And now check in. Would your head and body like you to gently tilt your head down with your right ear toward your right shoulder, nice and slow and gently, not all the way, using zero force. Don't do it if it hurts. Don't try to get your ear to touch your shoulder. Just maybe gently tilt your head to the right, toward the right shoulder with your ear facing your right shoulder. Just nice, a little bit, gently, nice gentle stretch, and back up to the center. And now to the left side, tilting the head gently and slowly to the left, where the left ear faces the left shoulder downward. Nice and slow and gently, and breathe. That's right. And now back up to center if you haven't already returned to there. That's right. If you were sitting, would your body like you to stand? If you were standing, would your body like you to sit or lay down? Ask it. Don't assume. Don't let your mind decide. Ask your body. Even if it feels foolish and embarrassing and stupid. Even if your mind is sure it's a waste of freaking time. Even if this makes no sense. We're suspending disbelief, remember? That's right. And maybe it's time to do some gentle heel raises and lowers. Any Gilmore Girls fans? In the Gilmore Girls Netflix reunion, when Rory took a flight home and Lorelai asked her about if she'd been, or maybe it was while they were on the phone, I don't remember, it's been a while, if she was doing her heel raises on the plane to keep her circulation going, and Rory was like, of course, duh. So maybe your body wants you to get some circulation moving. That's another way to move energy, is through physical movement of the legs and arms, from heel raises while you're sitting or standing to walking. Walking can move energy, just like breathing and drinking water can. So your body may desire and require some extra walking over the coming hours and days and week after you choose to receive this energy, okay? So these are some things it might desire and require that can help it, but it can also help facilitate the speed at which these miracles can actualize for you. So what I mean by that is, let's say, well, let me be clear this way. The moment you've commented and said yes and meant it, your miracle's been instantaneously delivered. You've already received it. Period. Boom shakalaka boom boom. Okay. It's instantaneously received through time and space via the quantum field and your intention and choice to receive it and allow it, and you followed the directions and commented and liked this video, thumbs upped it, and subscribed. Then the moment you comment and submitted your comment and really were choosing to receive it and allow it, your miracle energy has been instantaneously received. Period. And in order to see it and feel it and notice it actualized in your life and or something even better than your preference might have been if you had a preference, then you can facilitate that actualization by not getting in the way of it, by not trying to control what it's going to look like, how it's going to show up, because it almost never shows up or looks like how we want. And the more that your small self pipes up going in, I want it now and I want it to be like this and I want it to look like this. Again, it's okay to have preferences, but you want to choose to detach from the outcome and detach from the ego and small self's need to control when and how and what and when and what it needs to look like, when it's got to show up, how it's got to look. Your ego doesn't know best, bless its heart, even though it means well. Okay? So if you notice that, just notice it with curiosity, judgment free. Like, oh, isn't that cute? My ego is trying to help me by judging how and controlling how this miracle energy shows up. What did Erin say? She said, just notice that without judgment. Thank it for its feedback. Thank you, small self, for looking out for me. I appreciate you. And then it will accept your conscious choice. So then let it know, inform it. And I'm choosing to allow this to work for me anyway in the ways that are optimal beyond what I could even fathom or conceive of. I'm choosing to detach from the how and the control and what it looks like and when it shows up and how it shows up. Remind yourself, remind your small self. Okay? And breathe. That's right. And then also to facilitate the movement of the energy so it can facilitate and speed up any actualization, even though we're not in a hurry, like nature is not in a hurry, is the movement of energy via drinking extra water over the coming hours, days, and week, as well as if your body desires and requires more movement, whether that's a walk or a swim or sex, either with yourself or with a consenting partner, um, or some other form of movement, and diaphragmatic breathing, at least 7 to 10, preferably in a row per day. Now, the more you do that, the better for your nervous system and your overall health anyway, but a minimum of that to help your nervous system. And then also aim for that 7 to 9.5 hours of sleep per night if you can, because everything you can do to support your nervous system is going to support elevating your consciousness, because all parts of you will know that it's safe to receive and to allow. Okay? There won't be any conflicts or fighting like, nope, you can't prioritize that miracle silliness right now. We're in survival mode. Well, if you get yourself out of survival mode via sleep, and you may also be going to therapy and using other tools and maybe doing somatic processing and experiencing with trained trauma professionals, trauma healing professionals, et cetera, if you've been through trauma. I'm not saying, oh, just get 7 to 10 hours of sleep per night and just do this breathing per day at least 7 to 10 times and you'll never have a fight or flight again. You'll instantly be out of chronic fight or flight mode. Let's be clear, I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you a few pro tips of what can help you facilitate receiving and actualizing this miracle energy, okay? You may also require those other things, especially if you're a trauma survivor too. Is that right? Is that right? Okay, so in the green part we have here, tune into your body, because remember, we're choosing to imagine and to feel with gratitude and wonderment as if you've already just requested your miracle, whether it's for money, health, relationships, and or something even better. How's it feel in your body? Tune in and notice and breathe deeply. How's your body responding? Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel more present, more in your body, more connected to your body and the earth, more here and now? Do you feel more expanded and expansive? Do you feel more spacious? Do you feel more optimistic, more cheerful, even if nothing has changed in your outer world just yet, to prove it to your logical mind? Do you feel differently or the same? How do you feel now, imagining your miracles already showed up how you could, better than you could ever dream, or as good as you hoped for, as if it already happened and came true, as if it's already actualized and materialized? How does that feel in your body? Tune in and notice. Request your body to show you. Hey, universe, or God, source, or all that is, or your word for it here. Hey, body. Hey, being that I truly be. Will you show me what that feels like for me now? physically, safely, healthily, harmoniously, with total ease, joy, and glory. Yeah, it sounded like I yawned and fell asleep on you. I did yawn technically, it was a yawn, but I wasn't falling asleep on you. That was energy moving. I chose not to mute it that time. So you may or may not have felt anything or noticed anything, but you might have. And if you do, whatever you notice is just right. Because everybody perceives it and feels it differently, and there's no right or wrong way to experience this, I'm always curious to know, especially as somebody who doesn't always feel energy. So if you do feel something, whether or not you normally feel it, or notice something different from when we started, please pause this comment and let me know in the comments. Because not because there's any right or wrong or because you get a prize or a punishment, just because I always love to receive the feedback and because I'm always curious because it's different for every person every time. Maybe you are noticing that you're breathing easier. If so, please let us know in the comments. So here in the green, it says tune into your body and notice how it's responding here and now by choosing to feel it real, quote unquote. That's a quote I got from Peggy McCall. She's great. I highly recommend you check out her books if you haven't never heard of her before. Okay. Also, if you are noticing a difference, even if it's just that you feel more relaxed or less stressed or tense than when we started, that lets you know that something is shifting, and it's because of your conscious choice and willingness to allow it to. But notice how that, even though it sounds like I'm just doing boring housekeeping, stuff is already happening. Okay. And if you're like, well, Aaron, I don't notice a damn thing yet. Okay, cool. Just keep doing the deep, slow breathing, keep following along, and choose to allow it to work for you and to show up for you when and detach from the outcome. So now it says on the screen, choose to release and detach from the how these miracles will show up and what they need to or have to look like I said. And then in yellow, it says, allow your miracles to show up however and whenever they show up. So again, this is all about getting out of your own damn way by not letting your small self put the kibosh on it by its need to control. Okay? So, what is a miracle? Well, if you know what a miracle is already, that's great. Or if you were on video one, then you already heard this part. So, I'm going to go quicker through this part because we're already at an hour and 10 minutes. So, I just want to very quickly demystify a miracle. According to A Course in Miracles, and it's fine if you don't follow that, a quote from there is, a miracle is just a shift in perception from fear to love. It's on the screen, but in case your eyes are closed, a miracle is just a shift in perception from fear to love. So take a deep, slow belly breath in. Attention's in your body, in your tailbone, at the base of your spine. That's right. So, if we demystify a miracle, could a miracle be, like I said in video one, like in a National Lampoon's A Christmas Vacation, where he makes his family trudge through the snow and the woods to pick out their own Christmas tree and chop it down themselves? Um, and all the kids are frozen and everything, and his wife's annoyed, but she always humors him and is a good sport. And they're about to give up. The daughter's frozen, the son's like frozen and annoyed, and they all just want it over with. And finally, they find the tree. The heavens part, and the sun shines down, and the tree is adorned by this beautiful, blissful, golden light. And then you hear the choirs of angels singing, like, ah. If you've ever seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, you know the scene I'm talking about. There are gifs that go with it. Uh, but I didn't think to put one on the screen this time or last time. Anyway, so, sometimes a miracle is a big grand thing like that, but what if a miracle doesn't have to be grandiose? What if a miracle could be simple and common and natural as breathing? What if a miracle is just a shift in perception from fear to love, like A Course in Miracles says? So I just want to demystify that, especially if you're a left brainer, more analytical and or more of a healthy skeptic, because it will help your logical mind to suspend its disbelief or at least get on board with us. It's like throwing a dog a bone so it doesn't bark at the mail carrier. So it's preoccupied, so it has something to chew on, right? Like, oh, okay. It doesn't have to be some big grandiose thing like in the movies or books. Oh, okay. It can be simple and natural and a normal occurrence. Oh, okay, I can wrap my head around that. Now, does your mind need to understand this for this to work? No, your mind is going to get in the fucking way. But again, I don't vilify the ego and the small self as part of the ego. I'm sorry, the ego is part of the small self. And sometimes I like to throw the ego a bone just to, get it on board or at least to entertain it and preoccupy it to get it out of our way and keep it busy. Yeah. Um, and then this one's from Paulo Coelho, which says, "Don't give in to your fears. If you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart." So if a miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love, and it's that simple, and fear prevents you from being able to talk with your heart, communicate with your heart. And I think from all cultures and religions on the earth, on the planet Earth, of all humans on the earth at this time, which there are over 8 billion now, all of us know that we perceive and experience love with and through the human heart. Some of us also know about the chakras, the major energy centers, and there are minor ones also in the body and the body's energy field, which, if you're a left brainer, science has finally caught up to what the mystics have said for eons and proved the existence of an energy field for each human body. But it's not true because the science proved it. It was already true. It was always fucking true, okay? And breathe, as my sister would tell me. And breathe. But the point is, yes, we all have energy fields, human energy fields, okay? And we all are bioenergetic and electromagnetic simultaneously. So with the physical organism of our human bodies, we have the physical organ of our human hearts, right? That's the organ we mostly feel and perceive love with, give it, receive it, feel it, perceive it with. However, we also have these major energy centers that go up and down our spine called the seven main chakras. Now, there's debate on if there are 7 or 12 or 13 or more, plus there are minor chakras. That's irrelevant for this conversation. For the purposes of this part of this experience, I'm just going to say your heart has its own energy center. It's not just in the center of your chest, on level with your physical heart, by the way. It runs up and down the center of your spine. And think of it, if you don't know what the chakras are, as a vibrating energy shaped, a vibrating cone of energy. So the pointy part of the cone would be inside toward your spine, and the front part of the cone at the wider end, the more open end, would be going facing out through from the center of your spine, out through the front of your chest, center of your chest on the level of your heart, through the front of your body. But the chakras, the main chakras that go up and down your spine, have a front part and a back part. So you have a back part of your heart chakra, aka your fourth chakra, that goes out the back part. So the pointy part is still that same center core in the center of your spine, but the wide part of the back part of that heart chakra goes out the back of your back on the same level as your physical actual heart. Okay? So whether you want to think of it as your heart chakra or your physical heart or a combination of them both, in order to be able to feel, perceive, and know and receive and give love, we humans associate feeling and knowing and receiving and giving love through and with the heart. So whether you think of that as the physical organ of the heart or the heart chakra or both, that's all correct. Okay? So what Paulo Coelho, author of The Alchemist, is saying here is don't give in to your fears, because if you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart. You won't be able to communicate with it. Right? So if we go back to the last graphic, if a miracle is just a shift in perception from fear to love, you're not going to be able to be in touch with love, which is felt with what? The heart and or the heart chakra. So the physical heart and or the heart chakra, the fourth chakra, the chest level chakra, on level with your physical heart, if you give in to fear. Therefore, one must choose consciously to shift from fear to love, which can be easier said than done, but it is possible. Okay? So, if you give in to your fears, and that's a choice, it doesn't say if you feel fears you won't be able to talk to your heart. It just says if you give into them. There's a difference. Because there is such a thing as healthy fear that keeps you as alive, that we need, value, and appreciate. Okay, and we respect it. It says, hey, don't go off near the edge of the cliff. You could fall to your death. Hey, fire hot. Hey, loud sound means scary. Hey, dark cave could be scary, could be saber-toothed tiger in there. You dig? Those are the kinds of fears that keep our asses alive and keep humanity going. All right. Those are good fears. They're healthy, they're necessary. We're not talking about those. We're talking about giving into fears that are not healthy, that are not conducive to your well being or facilitation of you receiving and experiencing and actualizing miracles in your life, your business, your career, your relationships, your health, etc., etc. Make sense? Any questions? Let me know in the comments. I'll try to circle back over the coming days and answer them. And let's take a deep, slow belly breath in through your nose if you can to a count of at least 4 seconds or longer. Belly gently expands on the inhale. And exhale to a count of at least 6 seconds. And if you're laying down, your belly will go back in. You'll have noticed by now, or back down. So if you're sitting or standing, it will go back in. If you're laying down, it will just naturally fall back down. Just like a newborn baby, if it's healthy and feels safe, you'll notice that it naturally belly breathes. Its belly will raise on the inhale and lower back down when it's laying on its back, say in a crib or bassinet, if it feels safe and loved and protected and knows all is well. That's how we're meant to breathe as humans. Okay, so go ahead and now use the power of your intention to shift your attention up to your center of your chest. Well, Erin, isn't my physical heart more toward the left? Yes. And I'm asking you to humor me and just shift your attention up to the center of your chest anyway. You can also perceive it as the center of your back, at chest level, at heart level, through the front and the back simultaneously if you desire, whatever works for you. Well, Erin, it's easier for me to put my attention inside my physical heart, more toward the left. Cool. Choose that, whatever works for you. Okay? But I'm going to just say your heart or your heart space or the center of your chest for now. So your attention's now raised up, elevated up from your tailbone up to the center of your chest or your back at the heart level. Okay? So your attention's inside of your body, inside of your torso, at heart level, in the center of your spine or the center of your chest. That's right. And go ahead and take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths with your attention in your heart space the whole time in the center of your chest or back at heart level. That's right. If your attention wanders, that's okay. Just notice it with curiosity and then bring it right back into your heart space in the center of your chest. And continue the deep, slow belly breathing until you've done at least 3 with your attention inside of your spine at heart level, aka your heart space, aka the center of your chest and or back of your back at heart level. So attention's in that space, physically in your torso, at heart level, in the center. You're breathing in, preferably through your nose, to a count of at least 4 seconds each time, allowing your belly to gently expand on each inhale, and exhaling out through your mouth each time, allowing it to last at least 6 seconds each time. That's right, you're doing great. If your mind wanders, don't judge it. Just bring it right back to your center of your spine at heart level in that heart space area. And continue deep, slow belly breathing. You can close your eyes if it helps, if they're not already closed. So you can be present, choose to be present, choose to be safely here and now in your body. Hang on. Noticing some energy in my left ear and some tinnitus out of nowhere, so hold on. If you're noticing that too, let me know in the comments. Please pause this and type it and let me know. It's okay if you don't. I'm just curious if I'm picking up on something that you're noticing. And here's a pro tip about tinnitus. Now, for some people this works, and for others who chronically suffer, like one of my clients, it doesn't work so well sometimes, or they forget to use this tool and practice it. Okay, it passed. So continue the deep, slow breathing. Attention's in your heart space. Eyes can be closed or open as long as your attention's in the center of your spine at heart level, which I'm calling your heart space, or the center of your chest, or the center of your back at heart level. That's right. Now, I think we'll begin with the relationships miracle because relationships, whether they're work, business, parental, romantic, doesn't matter, with yourself, with others, with friends, with colleagues, they can all benefit from your capacity to choose to be and embody more love. Even if it's just toward yourself at your reactions to that relationship. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Feel free to share the comments, but you don't have to. Oh, the pro tip for the tinnitus or the ringing in the ear, especially if it just happens in one out of nowhere suddenly like that, with no known reason or medical history, is even though you want it to stop and it makes you want to go crazy and it sometimes gives you a headache, I understand that. I get all that. I know that's all true. And the pro tip is this: do the opposite of what you want to do, which is to flee from it. And actually, if you can, breathe deeply or do some 478 breathing unless you're driving or operating machinery. 478 breathing is by Dr. Andrew Weil. It's known as the natural tranquilizer, which is why it's great for insomnia. So don't use it while you're operating machinery or doing anything that requires your full and present attention. But just do regular deep breathing if that's the case. But if you're not doing anything and it is safe for you to use 478 breathing, sometimes when the noise is so loud and bad that you just want to pull out your hair, sometimes 478 breathing can help you to choose to be present here and now. And then, and this is going to sound completely counterintuitive, purposefully tune into the tinnitus ringing in your ear. So for me, it came up in the left ear, and my ear clogged suddenly, and then the ringing started. So I let you know. It dawned on me, oh, this might be something I'm picking up on from someone. So I let you know and asked you, hey, is that you? Are you noticing that? Let me know in the comments. It may or may not be. We have tools for that, but we don't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that right now, so we're not going to go into that. Let me just suffice it to say that it may not have been mine, but I may have, my body is like yours is a sensory organism, and it may have just been making me aware. Sometimes when you hear that ringing, there's a message for you your inner guidance is trying to let you know about. So sometimes there isn't. But the instinct is to turn away from the noise, and the pro tip is to turn in and tune into it. Like as if you want to turn the volume up, tune in as close as you can, like if you were going to put your ear to a speaker to hear it even louder. Tune into the ringing as if you're trying to get really close to hear somebody talking to you at a loud club with dance music or rock music or at a concert. Like you get really close and whisper into their ear or vice versa, or you try to yell it but real close into their ear. Like do that. Like you're like the tinnitus is somebody trying to yell into your ear at a rock concert and you're trying to put your ear closer to their mouth so you can hear what they're saying. Really try to tune into it. Choose it. And after a few seconds of that, while you simultaneously do either regular deep slow belly breathing and or if it's so loud and painful, 478 breathing as long as it's safe. Hate the disclaimers. Then usually after a few seconds to a minute, it will go away or at least diminish. And sometimes you could tune in and ask, hey, is there a message for me you want me to know? Is there a message for me to receive here? If so, what is it? And choose to be open to receiving it. And then once, if you do receive a message, you may or may not, don't let your logical mind talk you out of or judge it. Just write it or record it or voice text yourself, voice memo yourself it with a date. Accompany it with a date, like a journal log entry. And there may not be a message. It might just go away after a few seconds or a minute, like it did for me. That's usually the case for me. Or your body, being a sensory organism, might be making you aware that somebody else is having something go on like that. And you can tune in and wonder about that. And it may go away or lighten up or diminish right away. And if so, that means at least some or all of that was just something your body was making you aware of. You might be thinking, Thanks a lot, body. I'm not sure how that was supposed to help them or me. And if you'd like to know more, I'm wondering about that, let me know in the comments and I will circle around once I see it and I will respond in the comments and let you know some more pro tips that are simple that you can use for the rest of your life for free so that you know how to discern the difference and how that could actually be used to benefit whoever it's your body's making you aware of, even if you never find out who or where it came from. How does it get even better than that? Woo-hoo. Okay, so once again, place your attention with the power of your intention. Place your attention with an A into the center of your spine at heart level in your heart space, either at the back level or the front or both or right in the center of your spine at heart level. That's right. Inhale, nice, deep, and slow for a belly breath in, at least 4 seconds long. And exhale out through your mouth to at least 6 to 8 seconds, nice and deep and long and slow. That's right. And do that once more with feeling for me. Okay, we're running a little late, but it still won't be as long as last time, so just breathe with me. We're about to get to the miracles. So one more deep, slow belly breath with your attention in your heart space, in the center of your spine at heart level. If your attention wanders, bring it right back, judgment-free, and breathe. And now I'm going to ask you to think of someone or something. It could be a pet, it could be a person who's alive or dead, or a pet who's alive or dead. Doesn't matter. You get to choose. Who, whenever you think of them, it could be a living person, and this could be a memory, okay? You are just filled with unconditional, pure love, judgment-free. Now, that can be tricky with long-term relationships, right? Especially with families, but even with romantic partnerships. Because you could love your partner with all your heart, but if you've been together for a while and you guys are really honest with each other, there might be some times where, you get on each other's nerves, and that's normal, that's natural, that's common, that's to be expected, right? But if you're like rowing or arguing right now, or not speaking right now, or irritated with them right now, then it might be hard to conjure up a loving, unconditionally pure memory or feeling toward them right now, and that's okay. Choose something or someone else. Whether they're alive, whether they're dead, whether it was a pet, whether it was a friend, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be romantic love. For me, I often will choose um, 2 past dogs who make me smile and fill my heart with love and joy, who are no longer alive. Occasionally, I'll remember my daughter when she was a baby asleep in the crib. And if you're a parent or you are like an auntie or an uncle and you've ever had or you're a caregiver or a nanny or an au pair or somebody who's watched small babies a lot or been around them a lot or cared for them a lot, your heart just fills with so much unconditional pure love when you see them asleep. They're not crying, they're not pooping, they're not, well, maybe they're pooping in their sleep, but they're just peacefully, soundly sleeping. And as you gaze upon them, your heart, especially if they're your kid, is just filled with this unconditional love from this little being whose life is entrusted to you. So you don't have to be a parent to know what that feels like necessarily, but if you are a parent, even if your kids are grown, this can be a memory if you have no current memories to draw upon. Okay? So the task is to draw upon a person or thing, living or dead. Can be a memory, can just be the thought of them, that evokes the feeling emotionally in your physical chest, in your spine, in the center, at your heart space level of pure, unconditional love, judgment free. Even if it's a memory of when things were going well and you only felt love and felt no judgment, no irritation. That's right. If you need a few seconds or a few more minutes to conjure one up, go ahead. Pause this. Once you got it, resume it. That's right. So if you've got your feeling, your image, your memory, your current thing, you're just thinking of the person or the dog or the pet or whatever it was, whatever the memory was, current situation, whatever, the thought of them. Once you have that emotional feeling of unconditional, pure love that you can detect and perceive and feel and are aware of in your physical heart space in the center of your spine, at chest level, at heart level, in your heart space, then we can proceed. Until you have it, just pause this. That's right. And now, with this feeling in your chest, take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths, keeping your attention on that loving, unconditional feeling of love in the center of your heart space, in the center of your spine, at heart level. That's right. And if your attention wanders, just bring it back to the here and now and back to that feeling of love in your chest, in your body, in your torso that you can physically feel and detect. That's right. Keep breathing. Keep tuning into the physical sensation of love in your heart space, in the center of your torso, inside and out, front and back. If you only feel it in the front, that's okay. If you do feel it in the front, see if you can ask it, hey, sensation of love I'm feeling in my heart space, will you expand toward the back and go out through my back of my heart chakra too, so I can feel it back there too, and just expand throughout my whole entire chest cavity, my lungs, my heart, the front, the back, inside and out, all around, up and down. And just keep breathing, keep your attention there. Keep asking, keep allowing, keep receiving. Allowance is the key. And anywhere you're feeling that it's hard, would you choose to destroy and uncreate that and return it back to from whence it came, a consciousness attached, never to return to you again or your body? If so, say yes aloud, even though I can't hear you, and even though you might feel foolish, but you must mean it. And then pause this and give me a yes in the comments, or type a yes while you're listening, and then resume. That's right. You may or may not feel anything. Whatever you do or do not notice is just right. But you might notice feeling lighter, spacier, more spacious. You might notice energy moving. Whatever you notice or don't notice is just right. Whatever you feel or don't feel is just right. That's right. And now I'm going to ask you to tune in and ask your body, would it like you to drink some more water? If so, please drink some. If not, don't. If it's neutral, you can or you can't. It's up to you. It's not going to hurt if it's neutral. That's right. And now check back in with your body. Does it want you to do some gentle shoulder rolls again? Does it want you to do some gentle twists or turns or stretches? If you're sitting, does it want you to stand? If you're standing, does it want you to sit? Does it want you to walk in place? Does it want you to dance and sing, get up and do your thing? Does it want you to shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah? Does it want you to do some heel raises and lifts? Does it want you to move your legs around or shake them all out? Shake your whole body out. Shake it out. Shake out any remaining stress, any remaining tension, any remaining frustration, any remaining fears. Would you be willing to gift them to the earth, even if that sounds illogical and irrational and insane and you don't know how? Would you just be willing? If so, say yes aloud and mean it, and let me know in the comments. Yes, I'll gift any remaining fears to the earth. And I don't mean the healthy fears, just any that could be getting in the way of you communicating with, giving and receiving love, and with communicating with your heart and heart space and heart chakra. You may or you may not feel anything. Just tune in and breathe and notice what you notice. in the center of your body in your heart space at heart level. You may feel or notice energy moving. You may not. Whatever you notice or don't, it's just right. That's right. Okay, so now check back in. Maybe your shoulders were up to your ears when we started or before we started. Maybe they've lowered now without you even trying to get them to. Maybe your neck was like a vice grip like mine was the other day, and maybe you had a headache before and you don't now, or it's lessened. Notice what you notice and comment with what you're noticing. What are you noticing? I'd say easier to breathe. Is there less tension in your body? Have pains that were there from a headache to a neck ache to other aches to other tension lessened or gone away entirely? Let me know in the comments. More energy coming through for you? That's right. So this next quote is from Osho. It says, don't move the way don't move the way fear makes you move. Move the way love makes you move. Move the way joy makes you move. How do you move when you've got that feeling of unconditional, pure love in your center of your spine at heart level in your heart space? When you're recalling the feeling of being and or feeling loved, giving, receiving love, feeling love, how does it make you move? How does your body feel differently and respond now? Physiologically, emotionally, how does your mind feel psychologically? Maybe your whole mood has shifted since we started. Notice that. Get curious about that. Put that in the comments. So don't move the way fear makes you move, which is going to be contracted and restricted and limit your range of motion. Move the way love makes you move. Move the way joy makes you move. It's going to be lighter and freer and funner. Easier. Flowier. Maybe love makes you dance. I know when I'm feeling in the flow state or the flow zone or feeling loved or loving or whatever, I tend to notice that I'm dancing more. My body desires to move more freely because that's its natural state of being, is to move just like energy, and everything is energy, and all energy vibrates, and all energy has consciousness. Einstein said every molecule has consciousness, and all energy is connected at the quantum, aka subatomic levels. If you caught video one or followed me for a while or know about quantum physics, you already know that. This is just a reminder. If you didn't, now you know. So energy naturally vibrates. You're an infinitely powerful, energetic being who happens to be embodied with a body here having a physical 3D human experience. So your natural state of being is to move because your energy, and energy has to vibrate. It has to move. So what you will notice is when you are feeling love more often than not, your body moves more often. It tends to move freer and easier. Okay, less stiffness, less pain, or maybe you have pain or stiffness or disease still, but it doesn't bother you as much, or you can still manage it. Maybe you need less pain meds when you're in love than you do when you're not. For example, I'm not saying that's true in every case, or to stop taking your pain meds. See aforementioned disclaimers. So now, are you ready to experience and receive your 3 miracles now? Woo, woo. If you answered yes, go ahead and comment below with what you see on the graphic on the screen now, or something to the effect. So here's an example, and this would be a good time to go ahead and open your eyes, wiggle your toes, move your feet around, check in with your body, maybe do some gentle shoulder rolls or sway or dance or move or stretch, whatever your body would like. Don't let your mind talk you out of it. Just trust your body, which is a choice. Your mind will allow a conscious choice. You can choose to go with the flow and allow your body to move, even if it feels stupid, embarrassing, or illogical. We're pausing. Your logical mind, your small self, gets to take a seat on the bench for the rest of this game, baby. Let's go. Let's play. Okay? So as we wrap up This is a good time to open your eyes, look at the screen. It says, yes, Aaron, I am choosing to receive and experience miracles now. Now, if you joined us for video 1, it's the same thing as the last time. So something to that effect. But this is consciously and conscientiously worded for this word choice. If you don't want to say yes, Aaron, and you want to just put yes, fine. But I've intentionally worded it this way. Yes, and no, you don't have to spell out on 3 different lines in the comment section. You can write it as one sentence, okay? Yes, Aaron, I am. Notice I capitalized I am, 2 of the most powerful words in the English language, as aforementioned. Choosing to receive and experience miracles now. This is very intentionally worded. Now, again, this only works with your conscious consent. So if you're not a full yes, this will not work. So don't put it if you're not a full yes. If you're not a full yes, that's okay. Don't judge yourself. Just notice it and acknowledge it. Oh, I thought I was a full yes, but maybe I'm not just yet. Maybe you're 90% yes, but you're not 100% yet. Come back when you're 100%, that's all. And you could skip the beginning and come right back to don't skip the beginning. I want you to do the breathing parts. There was energy building up this whole time, even during the boring parts. And there was integral breathing, and it was done in a certain order, in a certain way also. So, yeah, it's best to watch from the beginning. Or listen from the beginning. You don't always have to be looking at the screen if it's your second time through video 2. Okay. But if you're full body, full 100% yes, go ahead and put something to the effect in the comments right now of, yes, Aaron, I am choosing to receive and actualize and experience my miracles starting now, or something to that effect. If you need time, pause this, type it in the comments, hit submit, or whatever it says to submit your comment, and then resume playback. Okay, it's miracle time, baby. Thank you for your patience. So here's how this is going to work. With your attention still in your heart space. Oh, Aaron, my attention's not there anymore. I got busy typing. Okay, cool. Just choose to put it back in your heart space in the center of your spine at heart level. That's right. Feet are on the floor, ground or earth below you. Wiggle your toes. Feel your feet in contact with the floor, ground, or earth below you so you can choose to be safely embodied here and now, fully present here and now, connected with your body through your breath and your intention and your attention in your heart space and your feet touching the ground, floor, or earth below you. You might be thinking, well, Aaron, I'm in a multi-story building. The floor is not the earth for me here. I'm indoors, up high. Okay, cool. Use the power of your intention and your imagination, or pretend. With my intention, by the power of Grayskull. By the power of my intention, I'm choosing that as I feel my feet on the floor and wiggle my toes and feel them press against my socks or the floor, or my shoes, which are against the floor, or my slippers or my sandals or my chunklets or whatever it is for you, that I'm imagining that my feet are connecting me energetically down, 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 all the way through all the stories, all the floors, all the way down into the ground, down into Mama Earth, safely and easily. That's right. Just choose it, ask, and allow. Conscious choice, baby. Conscious choice. Through the power of my conscious intention, I am choosing to feel and be energetically connected through my feet and my lower chakras down, even if I'm up on several stories up high, down through all the stories, down through the ground, down into the earth's core. We can call it her heart core or her heart chakra if you want. You don't have to call the earth a her if you don't want to. You don't have to call it her chakra or her heart core if you don't want to, but it is her molten core. At least scientists can agree on that. So, and since everything is energy and all energy has consciousness, that also includes things that appear solid like rocks, which are made from what? The earth, like your body. Well, Aaron, but I'm energy and I'm being and I'm a spirit, God or source or universe made me. Yeah, but out of elements from the earth to compose your physical body, which is why you require air from our atmosphere, food from our earth, and water from our earth to be alive in a human body with elements made from the earth. Yes? So, let's breathe Attention's in your chest, in your heart space. Nice deep, slow belly breath in through your nose if you can. And out through your mouth. That's right. So you can just ask, since you're a bioenergetic and electromagnetic being and body physically and energetically simultaneously, and you connect energetically through your energy field and your chakras at energy centers of your body to everything around you, including the earth, you can just, through the power of your conscious choice, your intention, and your attention, ask, hey body, hey being, I'm choosing to energetically connect to the core of the earth now, even though I'm multiple stories up, down through my feet and all of my lower chakras with total ease and grace and flow in safe, healthy, and harmonious ways effortlessly. So if you're willing to choose that, say yes aloud and mean it. Ask your body and your being to do that for you and allow. You have to choose and be willing to allow it to happen. You may or may not feel anything, and your mind might be going, this is bullshit. This isn't going to work. Well, then it won't hurt anything. So thank your mind for its feedback. Tell it to, thanks for your feedback. Good looking out, and I'm choosing to let this work for me anyway. So go get back on the bench. You're warming the bench to the end of this game, baby. And then ask your body and being to connect you to the earth again through your feet and your lower chakras that go down through the root of your body, through where a baby would come out if you're have female body parts, or if you're a man, through your perineum. Well, we all have perineums, no matter how you identify. So let's just say through your perineum, you have chakras there and below there too. So through there, down below there, and your feet. You can just ask and intend and choose to be energetically connected down, down, down through all the stories, all the floors, and connected to the Earth's heart core. And we can ask the Earth, who is conscious, just like all energy is conscious, to contribute the feelings of helping you and your body to feel safely grounded here and now, safely embodied here and now, safely supported and loved and nurtured and nourished here and now. Breathe that in. Some of us either didn't have mothers or didn't have good mothers or didn't have good relationships with our mothers, or maybe don't now, or maybe some combination thereof. When in doubt, you can look to Mother Nature to be the mother that you wished you had. It's not the same, I know, but it's the next best thing. Okay? Always go back to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and reconnect with her through your body. That's right. And ask her to contribute feelings of nourishment and support and stability and harmony and ease and love and connectedness and feeling grounded and centered and safe, and that all is well for you and your body here and now. Even if it isn't or doesn't seem to be, you can always choose this and ask and allow yourself to receive. So your first miracle is for relationships this time. And you also have a relationship not just with your body, but with the earth, which again, your body's made from elements of. So how's your relationship with the earth been? Could it use a boost, a benefit to help you feel more connected, more grounded, more centered, more in your body here and now? The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, or Be Here Now, the late great Ram Dass. That's right. Wiggle your toes, feel your feet against the floor, ground, or earth below you. Check in. Does your body want some gentle shoulder rolls, gentle twists or turns or stretches? Notice what you notice with curiosity, judgment free. More energy coming through for you? That's right. So this first miracle is for relationships, to improve them and or benefit your relationships. Now I'm going to make this general. Again, you can have a preference. It could be like, oh, I could use an improvement with a relationship to my body. Or I could use an improvement with my relationship to feeling connected to the earth, Erin, because I never even think about it. Even if you go for a hike or go in nature, you may never really think about consciously that your body is made from the earth elements or connecting in that way, or seeing that the earth could provide you nourishment and nurturing and nurturance and support and stability in ways that maybe you don't have from a human mother or didn't get from a human mother, you know? So this can be that encouragement to connect with the earth on a more conscious choice base more often than not, even if it's only once a day by connecting with the house plant and appreciating it. Houseplants that have been spoken to, research showed decades ago, thrive and do better because they have consciousness. If houseplants feel loved and adored and appreciated, they respond better. Okay, if you follow me on Facebook, in my photos, there's an old pic from years ago that I took. Somebody had given me a Mother's Day gift, and for some reason I had two carnations from it. I don't remember why. They were off-white, and they were basically identical when I got them, as identical as two carnations could be in a flower arrangement. They're not my favorite flower, but I was grateful to receive them and happy to be thought of and remembered and honored as a mom. And so I put them in a vase and I put them on the table. And then I chose, I wonder what would happen if I ran and flowed energy into one of these in addition to loving it extra and talking to it extra. I wasn't going to do this experiment where I hated on the other one, but I was going to just give more love and attention and energy directly to one of them, just to see what would happen, just sort of my own little experiment. And so I did it, and I did it every day, and over a course of a week or so, when most carnations have been dead, or maybe it was 2 weeks, I forget. The one I had been sending energy into and loving up on was thriving and looked like it was only a day old, if that. The one next to it that looked near identical when I got them was all wilted and withered and about on death's door. And so I, of course, took a photo and shared that as a Facebook post. I think I even had it as a blog post on one of my old holistic wellness websites. But it's just nice to have physical evidence, especially if you're a left brainer like I was raised to be. Okay, so would you love to receive this miracle for improving and for the benefit of the greater good of all of your relationships, from your relationship with your body to your relationship with the earth to your relationship with colleagues and or coworkers and or business partners or co-creators, to your relationship with, did we say yourself? Let's make sure we include that self with a capital S, to your relationship with a romantic partner if you have one, to your relationship with friends and family, to anyone or anything you have a relationship with that you would like to improve or that you'd like to see benefit, or wonder, even if it's great, how could it get even better, that I haven't mentioned or remembered to say, but you're thinking of it. It's coming to your awareness. Okay? And if you're like, I don't have a preference, Aaron, I'm just open to all my relationships improving with this relationship miracle. Okay, cool. How's it get even better than that? All right, so if you do have a preference, you can choose to bring it to mind. Just be willing to tack onto it this and or something even better than I could ever even possibly imagine. And your logical mind, your small self, is going to not like that and choose to do it anyway. And breathe. Okay, so tune into your heart space again. Take a nice deep slow belly breath with your attention in your center of your spine at chest level. And be open to receiving. If you're choosing to receive it, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and type into the comments, I choose to receive this relationship miracle now. If you need to pause this and type it and submit the comment and then hit resume, that's fine. So I choose, or I am choosing, to receive this relationship miracle now. Go ahead and put that in the comments if you're choosing to receive this relationship miracle to boost and benefit your relationship with everything mentioned and anything I haven't mentioned that could benefit from it or use the extra boost. You have to mean it. So again, to receive this relationship miracle, type in the comments now, I am choosing, or I now choose to receive this relationship miracle now, or something to that effect. Notice though that choose or choosing are involved. So it's either I am choosing to receive this relationship miracle now, or it's I choose to receive this relationship miracle now. I prefer and recommend you choose the version with I am, the two most powerful words in the English language. I am now choosing to receive this relationship miracle now. Period. Hit submit, or whatever it says on the button to submit your comment. And then choose to put your attention back in your heart space. Conjure back up that feeling of unconditional love you did earlier. And breathe deeply and tune in. Open your palms. If they're by your sides or on your lap, put them face up and opened and receiving mode. It's a physiological receiving response. Or if you prefer it, if it feels good for your body, you could put your arms up in the air with your palms open skyward in the receiving position. You can choose, but hands are open and palms are up and receiving semi-cupped mode effortlessly. Okay? Whatever's more comfortable for you and your body, you can choose that now. So that's the receiving position. You don't always have to be in this position to receive, mind you, but this will add to it the experience for right now in this moment, and I'll be guided to invite you to do that. So palms can be up to your sides or on your lap, or arms can be up in the air with palms up in receiving mode. After you've submitted your comment, and just breathe, tune into your heart space, and conjure up that feeling of the someone or something you love unconditionally with so much pure love, whether they're with you or in your life or not right now. And continue deep, slow breathing with your attention in your heart space, feeling that feeling of love. That's right. And just allow yourself to receive this relationship and love miracles coming through now. That's right. Remember, if you have a preference for how this improves your relationships or for certain relationships you desire to be improved, allow for the possibility of this and or something even better than I could ever even imagine. And choose to detach from the how and what it looks like and when. That will speed it up and facilitate it. So your attention's in your center of your chest at heart level, in your spine. You're feeling the feeling of unconditional pure love. And you're breathing deeply and slowly, nice, deep, diaphragmatic, aka belly breaths. And allowing yourself to receive this relationship and love miracles now to improve and benefit your relationship with all things and all people and pets and whatever is in your life, including but not limited to those which you may have a preference for and or something even better. That's right. Feels like someone, maybe you, might have what we know as, some of us call it a heart wall. It has different names. You might feel your heart kind of like burst open with love in a safe way, but it might surprise you. And if you notice it, it's okay. You're safe unless you feel like you're having a heart attack, in which case, contact the authorities or your doctor for help. Otherwise, know that it's just part of this experience. Your heart's opening wider to receive and give and allow more love to flow freely and help you communicate with your heart. Just breathe and choose to know that it's safe. If it feels good to put one or both hands lovingly over the center of your chest or your physical heart, you can. That's right. Remember to allow the back of your heart chakra to expand open and love to flow out the back of your heart chakra also. Also, your lungs that are part of your chest and are affected by your heart chakra, your fourth chakra, they expand. Not everyone knows this. Your lungs have the capacity to not just fill up from the bottom up, but to expand in all directions, not just the front of your chest. Your lungs can expand toward the back, the sides, and the top. Okay? So, this time when you take a deep, slow belly breath, I want you to intend to fill up your lungs gradually and gently from the bottom up in all directions. Now, you may not succeed all the way. That's okay. You're not used to this. Just see if you can fill up the bottom lobes from the front and the back at the same time. So, deep, slow belly breath in through your nose if you can, at least 4 seconds. And after your belly expands, fill up your lungs from the bottom a little bit, the lower section, in all directions, including the back. That's right. The more you could do this practice of this kind of breathing daily, where you include not only the diaphragmatic breathing, where your belly gently expands on the inhale, but get into a practice of gently filling your lungs in all directions from the bottom up, a little more, a little more, a little more each time until you can fill them up from all directions, like inflating a balloon in all directions at once, till it becomes more regular and normal and habitual. The healthier you will get. It can improve your health, which improves the relationship with your body too. And again, it can help reset and harmonize your nervous system, so it's good for nervous system health too. But if you can't do that now, that's okay. I just want to make sure you know that your lungs are designed to expand in all directions. And I tell you that not only to help you take fuller breaths or work toward that eventually, but also because if you're putting your attention on the back of your heart chakra, which is at heart level through the center of your spine, going out the back part of your heart chakra, where the cone expands from the center of your spine out and the wide part goes out the back of your back, you can receive and give love from the front and the back of your heart chakra, is what I'm saying, simultaneously, or in either one. But optimally, simultaneous is, yeah, optimal. So now that you're aware of that, if you're like, oh, I knew about the heart chakra, I knew it went out the back, but I usually just focus on the front center of my chest. Okay, cool. Well, what would happen if you started experimenting and choosing and playing with expanding love by breathing it in and breathing it out through the front and back of your heart chakra each time as you fill up your lungs, including remembering that your lungs feel like a balloon and can fill up the back of your lungs too, not just the fronts, so that you include more of your body and your human energy system simultaneously. So keep breathing, keep focusing on that feeling of unconditional love that you feel in your heart space. Keep allowing yourself to receive these love and relationship miracles. That's right. Getting curious, being curious, noticing what you notice. You might be surprised to feel something or energy moving which you never feel. You might be surprised to feel love going in or out through the back of your back. Maybe you've never felt or experienced that before. If so, share in the comments so we can celebrate with you. Maybe you're noticing nothing except for feeling more at ease, more relaxed, more peaceful. That's still something. Share that in the comments with us. If you need to pause it while you type and then hit resume, feel free. And continue breathing deeply. And receiving. That's right. You may feel heat or coolness or tingles all around your head or your heart or your body. You may feel something in parts of your body that have nothing to do with your heart or your chest or your back. That's okay too. Just notice what you notice with curiosity, judgment free, and then share it in the comments. There's no right or wrong. I'm just curious. Plus, when you comment, You help YouTube show this video to more people who may also want to choose to receive these miracles for love, money, and, relationships and love, money, and health as well. So it helps me to reach more people and increase my impact, which I appreciate and I'm grateful for. So thank you. Plus, it's just cool to see what everyone experiences because everyone experiences something different. Okay, so now what are you noticing? How's your body feeling? Is it feeling relaxed? Is it feeling joyful? Is it dancing more? Does it want to move around? Does it feel really good? Do you feel energy flowing? Do you feel like asking for a hug or receiving one? If so, then right after this event, you could go ask somebody for a hug. Now, the key is the ask because a lot of people aren't good and don't like to ask. I should know, I've been one of them. So, so asking is the key because you can receive if you ask, but it's almost impossible to receive if you don't ask. Now, you might think I receive stuff and I don't ask for it, Erin. Oh, really? Because oftentimes you receive stuff that you unconsciously asked for. Maybe you didn't verbalize it, but you unconsciously asked for it. Maybe it was a shooting star of a thought one day, but you asked for it on some level of your body or being or mind unconsciously. This is not the same as victim blaming, let's be clear. But in this case, I'm talking about intentionally, consciously, and conscientiously directly asking for a hug from a friend or a partner or a family member, and somebody you feel safe with, and allowing yourself to receive it. That's the key. The ask and then the allowance of the receiving are the keys. Okay, and maybe it's not a hug. Maybe it's a pat on the back or a handhold. Um, or rubbing your kid's back or your partner's back or somebody's back affectionately with their consent, of course. And I don't mean like a back massage necessarily, although maybe it's going to get your bars run. Want to know more about the bars and what the hell I'm on about? See the description below or the comments for more information on that. Want your life to keep improving and getting easier and better and expand your capacity to receive, including but not limited to miracles? I highly recommend you get your bars run. Just desire for things to keep getting better and better? I highly recommend you get your bars run. I'm a certified access bars practitioner in the desert southwest of the US, but we're worldwide in 176 countries, so you can use my link to find somebody near you so you can receive a bar session, which is a gentle hands-on head touch modality where you just lay there and relax and receive. So you'd be asking to receive a bar session, paying for the session, so you're having that exchange of energy in the form of money, and then have receiving your session where the practitioner or facilitator who's certified and trained gently touches some 32 different points on your head in a certain order over the course of an hour to an hour and a half or so. And we say at worst it can feel like you had a massage, a really relaxing massage, even though no massage took place and you were fully clothed. And that's at worst. And at best, it can change your whole life. If you have been down in the dumps, especially at these holy days time of year, it's the season of giving, the season of miracles, the season of light, the season of holy days for many of the world's religions in December and January. So, what I forgot to say in video one and meant to say earlier on this video, part 2, is why I'm gifting this. I was inspired to gift this 3 years ago, as I said. And the reason is because it was a way I could contribute and give back from my heart to yours in the season of giving, in the season of miracles, in the season of light and love and gifting and receiving. So that's my why for doing this. Okay, so, and then there's an additional bonus why, but I'm not attached to it in any way, shape, or form. But it's that, again, my ask of you is that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment when guided to, one, to receive your miracles, but two, because it helps YouTube's algorithm show this video to others who may also want to benefit so that I can increase my impact and help more people. Okay? So right. So things can be going better than they've ever been in every area of your life, and you can just be wondering, how does it get even better than this? Have your bars run, ask the question, and be willing and open to receive and find out and discover and explore. And follow, of course, inspiration with applied action, of course. Because knowledge isn't powered, applied knowledge is power, to modify that famous quote. So, as we wrap up, we're going to give you the final two miracles. And before I do that, let's take a deep, slow belly breath. Oh, the last comment I do want to say about the bars is things can be going so. You could have your bars run. Things could be going better than ever in every area of your life. Bars can make things better. Or you could just be having really grouchy or having a really hard time at this season, because this is the season we're all expected to be jolly and merry and happy and grateful and joyful. It's a season of giving. It's a season of miracles. You just said so yourself, Aaron. Everybody expects me to feel good and happy and grateful and jolly and blah, blah, blah. I just don't feel it. We're coming out of a pandemic. There's RSV and the flu going around too. There's fascism on the rise. The population just hit 8 billion. We've got the doomsday clock, and I don't want to bring you back down, because if I didn't have faith that we could live beyond that, which is part of my mission also at this time, I wouldn't have mentioned it. So I believe that if enough of us come together and consciously choose it collectively and take inspired aligned action toward that, and a huge part of that is by each of us choosing to raise our own individual consciousness, which contributes to the whole, because to reference another Rumi quote, we used a Rumi quote earlier, you're the ocean and the drop in the ocean. You're part of the whole, and at the quantum level, you are the whole. So, if you raise your consciousness individually, it's going to contribute to the whole of humanity's consciousness elevating as well, right? So, anytime you choose to open your heart to love, like we just did, if you chose to receive that love and relationship miracle, and to not give into your fears and to focus on love instead, conscientiously, guess what? You just raised your own vibration. You just elevated your own consciousness here and now in this moment through the vehicle of your breath and your body and your conscious choice and free will. And you're commenting on the comments of this video. How's it getting any easier, funner, cooler, radder, or better than that? Woo! And breathe. Okay. Let me see what time it is. I gotta chop. I'm running way late. Sorry about that, but also not sorry. Because what's come through needed to come through, and we are almost done. So, and it's still shorter than last week's video, so that makes me feel better, or at least some relief. Whew. And I'm going to drink some water, check in, please, and see if your body would like you to drink some. Not if your small self would, if your body would. So, the other thing I wanted to say about having your bars run, which is what we say about receiving a bar session, is that, especially at this time of year when there's all this pressure on us societally to be jolly and merry, but we don't feel it, or we feel heavy and dense, or maybe even a bit depressed or down, or isolated, are lonelier than normal, or missing family and loved ones who have, transitioned. And I don't mean transition as in sexual identity, I mean transition as in left this reality physically. Then this time can be extra challenging for many, is my point. Whether you're religious or spiritual or conscious or not. Whether you observe any of the world's holidays in December and January or not, because you're part of a collective whole, and you know that many people worldwide observe different religious holidays, or aka holy days, at this time of year, and there's all this fucking pressure to feel happy and good and upbeat and joyful and grateful. And you may not be feeling that way, and that's okay. It's okay to not feel okay, to borrow a famous quote from many great therapists. And you may need to go to a therapist even if you don't have one yet. Maybe it's time to work with a psychologist or a counselor. Again, see the aforementioned disclaimer and from earlier. There's no shame in that. Get what you need at this time for extra support. And get your bars run, please. I implore you, especially if you're feeling down. Bars can even help with suicidal ideation and PTSD. It's used in schools, it's used in workplaces, it's used in prisons, it's used in wellness settings and clinics, it's used with kids. It can be used on pregnant women to make their pregnancy and their birth experience easier. Wish I'd known that when I was freaking pregnant. Um, it can be used, it's used on athletes, it's used with CEOs and executives and go getters and overachievers like I tend to work with who just want to crush it in every single way. Crush it is one of the marketing bro terms that I don't usually resonate with, but it wanted to come out. So maybe you're a marketing bro who needed to hear the word crush it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments or email me, Erin, ERIN at quantumleapyourbiz.com or DM me on my Quantum Leap Your Biz with Erin Instagram or my Facebook Erin Like profile. I'm more likely to see it faster on the Erin Lloyd profile or in the comments below is the fastest way to let me see something you want me to see. So, have your bars run. But if you're especially having suicidal ideation or feeling extra down at this time of year in particular, please, please, please add in having your bars run along with whatever else you're doing medically and professionally, psychologically and physiologically, because a lot of people, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere, suffer from seasonal affective disorder and don't even know it. And yes, this can happen even if you live in a sunny southern climate at this time of year in particular. And that can be also a result and attributed to, at least in part, to nutritional deficiencies, especially at this time of year, like vitamin D, um, gut issues affecting your major neurotransmitters that affect mood, in particular serotonin and dopamine. So, your body may desire and require at least 10 minutes a day of exercise, even if that's a walk or a swim or some gentle stretching, to or gentle movement or swaying or dancing, just in order to not only move energy, but to and keep your circulation moving. But exercise has been shown as effective as um, antidepressants in a lot of cases. So you may be afraid to contact a psychologist or psychiatrist thinking they're going to push meds, but maybe you won't need meds. Maybe you can have therapy, and there are cutting edge modern types of therapy that aren't just limited to talk therapy, by the way. And have your bars run regularly, and maybe start walking more often, or dancing more often, or swimming more often, or whatever it is your body would like to move as, which might change on a day by day, case by case basis. But even 10 minutes a day has been shown to help manage and mitigate stress. Maybe you need to address some nutritional deficiencies as well, like with a functional medical doctor or nutritionist or both. Again, see the aforementioned disclaimer. So, do you see why a holistic integrative approach is optimal? One, and two, have your bars run. So there are many people worldwide who've been suicidal, including the co-creator of Access Consciousness, Dr. Dane here, who had their bars read and no longer wanted to end their own lives or take their own lives. Does it mean their problems went away? And ultimately, if somebody's determined to end their life, unfortunately, it is going to be their conscious choice. They're at least going to try. If they're determined, they're determined. Sadly. But if somebody really does want to choose to live but just doesn't see any other alternative, have your bars run or share my bars link that's down below with them. If you know they really do want to live and they really do want to help, and of course, let them know to contact the emergency services if they're in dire need and about to act upon suicidal ideation immediately. Authorities first, suicide lifeline or text line, and the emergency authorities first and foremost. But if they're off of that cliff, off of that ledge, but they're still having some ideation or still really down and depressed, then encourage them to go get their bars run or book a package of bar sessions with somebody in their area if they really would like to choose for things to get better. If it resonates, of course, it's their choice. But I really believe that if more people knew bars was an option, in addition to whatever else they're doing, there would be so much less suicide and so much less depression, which would automatically elevate the consciousness on Earth. So you don't have to be suffering or miserable to have your bars run or suicidal, but would be remiss at this time of year if I didn't mention that it can help save lives for people who really do want to choose to live but just can't see any other way out. In fact, I believe that DJ Twitch would still be alive if he'd known about bars as well as some other tools from Access Consciousness, which I've got a whole new video coming up about that if you want to hear my input. And I can't know for sure, only he and his God Source Universe, all that is his word for it there, know the truth. But different professionals have their takes, and as a certified coach and a certified healing facilitator, an ordained minister, an intuitive, somebody who studied holistic health, healing, and wellness for decades, and somebody who knows about this stuff personally and professionally, I do have some valuable insights that may or may not have been the case for him. I don't know. We may never know. And they don't just apply to him, but in his case, I have some thoughts to share. So stay tuned for that video coming up soon to this YouTube channel. And a way to make sure you don't miss out is subscribe and hit that bell. All right, final two miracles. It's party time. It's go time. You ready? You need a pee break? Pause this, go pee, come back. Okay, if you just came back from a potty break, welcome back. Thanks for being here. This would be a good time to check in and see if your body wants some water. And I was already running late, so please forgive the digression with the information about bars, but I was guided to share that bit. And if that digression saves your life or benefits it or improves it dramatically, which is a combination of drastically and dramatically, apparently, and or that of the life of somebody you know, then it will have been worth it, and I don't regret it. Okay, so last two miracles, let's go. Party time. We're going to go boom, boom, boom. Ready? She said, trying not to go into that song from the 80s or 90s or whenever it was, that classic that includes those words, because she can occasionally show some restraint. So let's breathe. But if you're wondering what song and you want to know, feel free to ask me in the comments. Or if you know which song, feel free to guess in the comments. Might make this party fun. All right, last two miracles. Let's go. Next up, health. Aaron, I want money next. I don't give a crap about my health. My health is great. If so, good for you. But, and really, I know it's a cliche, but health is wealth. And many of us have learned that the hard headed way, so you don't have to. Sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason. Let's just put it that way. All right, one. Two, a lot of our society is geared to focus on just money and wealth. So even though relationship/love, which was number one miracles, and more than one miracle came through, that was just like miracle category one. And then we have health, and then we'll have money/wealth as the third one. A lot of people, because we've been programmed to believe money, 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 go, 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 get the money, get the money. And once you have the money, then you'll be blah, 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 fill in the blanks here. So, in that regard, some might think the money's the best miracle. You're burying the lead, Aaron. Or you could think of it as me saving the best for last. But the truth is, one is not better than the other, as much as our small selves would like to think it is. So it's technically not the best of the three. But if your small self thinks it is, that's okay. Then it will keep you staying tuned, and maybe you'll choose to receive this next miracle since you've been so patient and so gracious with your time to be here this long. Even if you fell asleep, how's it get even better than that? By the way, your sleep might improve as a result of you choosing to receive the energies and frequencies and miracles from this video and even last week's video. So whether you fell asleep now during this or whether it's when you're asleep, like you go to sleep tonight or whatever time it is when you listen, and then the next day you might be reflecting back and realize, hey, I slept pretty soundly and deeply last night. Or, hey, I didn't have insomnia, or it was a lot less. Or, hey, I fell asleep a lot quicker than I normally do. Or, hey, instead of my normal 4 to 6 hours, I was able to get like 7.5 hours of sleep without even trying. And then your mind, especially if you're an overachiever and a hustler and a crusher, will be like, yeah, but that's time we could have spent hustling and working and crushing it and blah, 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 blah. That's lost productivity. Well, what if that's bullshit? What if you're actually going to be able to be more productive because you chose to honor your body and give it what it desired and required? What if your body could be your best business partner or partner in life, even if you have a romantic partner in life? Like, honey, I got some news. There's a third person in our relationship, actually a fourth, because uh, there's your body and there's my body, and guess what? They each have their own consciousnesses, their own wisdom. So technically, there are four of us. There are beings in our bodies. Oh my! Could you imagine if your body and your being each had their own separate idea of a hall pass? Okay, don't imagine it. Just ignore that. Scratch that from the record. 86 that. Okay, so let's breathe. All right, health is next. So this miracle is to improve your health and wellness and well-being. Okay. Yes, you may have a preference, like helping give some energy to healing up an old injury or an injury that's taking longer to heal than you would like it to. Or maybe you're recovering from a surgery and you're an athlete and they said, hey, it's going to take 6 weeks till you can play again. And you want to play sooner rather than later. So maybe this energy could speed up the healing of that. Or maybe you just got career, job, business, life to get back to and you're recovering from a surgery. Well, I want to let you know there could be reasons other than just physical reasons of why you ended up needing that time off. And if you choose to ignore that possibility in case there are some other reasons that contributed to you needing that time off and don't optimize that time off and get what your body and being really needed you to get from it, then not only will you have wasted that opportunity, but let me just save you some more pain and suffering and misery and time off of work and business and let you know this. Your body, in one way, shape, or form, is going to get your attention and is going to get through to you. Now, you could let it do it the nice, kind way of whispering, or you could let it do it the hard way, like a bully in an alley, where it may, okay, it's not really going to beat you up, but it may feel like that, right? So if you're aware already that you've been ignoring some awarenesses that your body's been trying to tell you, and you're like, yeah, I'm recovering from an injury or a surgery, Aaron, I know you're talking to me here on this part. Yeah, I guess I could have the health one go for that. Okay, cool. Would you also be willing to let it go to helping support you through receiving any information and awareness that led to it in the first place that weren't necessarily physiological at their roots or weren't just physiological at their roots, that maybe it's been trying to get your attention of but you've been refusing to acknowledge and become aware of? Hmm? Hmm? I mean, you don't need to know or answer me right now. This is a question for you to ask you, because I can guarantee you that if you refuse to get the awareness that your body and being have been trying to get you to get, they will get your attention one way or another. Now, it may be a tear, it may be the thing having to get another surgery or a follow up, or the injury taking even longer or being re injured. It might be something entirely different. It may or may not even be physical. But one way or another, you are going to sooner or later be brought to face whatever you're unconscious of that you have been ignoring the awareness about. And you know it if I'm talking to you, don't you? So let's breathe. That's right. So, yes, you can ask if it's for an injury that you want to heal quicker or a surgery you want to recover from sooner. You can ask and prefer the dicto for that as long as you add on this and or something even better than I could even ever imagine. And also be aware that if you needed to receive some awareness from the physical thing you're asking for with physical health, and it doesn't have to be just for physical health, this can be mental and emotional health and well being too. It's all connected at the end of the day, anyway. But if it is for a physical thing, like an injury or a surgery or whatever that you're recovering from, or even childbirth, know that if you didn't also allow yourself to receive any other awarenesses, that you're going to make things harder on yourself. Please just take it from me so you don't have to go through the pain and misery and suffering and struggle that I went through that's unnecessary, that I didn't know was unnecessary. I'm telling you, it's unnecessary. And now that you know that, you can consciously choose to let it be easier for yourself and your body or to let it be harder. And if your small self is still driving, that's going to be really challenging. But you can remember, oh, that's right, I can choose to put my higher self, my greater self in the driver's seat and to put my small self on the bench while loving and adoring it and appreciating it and being grateful for it. And when it chimes up, thanking it for its feedback, acknowledging it, and informing it that I'm choosing to let my greater self drive now anyway. So it small self can come along for the ride, but it's got to keep its ass on the bench or in the back seat, whatever metaphor or analogy you want to use here. This takes practice, it takes patience, it takes greater self-compassion than you've ever had in your life. It takes choosing and re-choosing and forgetting and remembering and re-choosing and re-choosing. And people eventually told me I was going to have to choose, but they never told me I was going to have to re-choose and forget and re-choose and remember and forget and keep going through this again and again. And they didn't tell me the part about the compassion and the grace and the practice. Practice doesn't make perfect, it makes you better if you're doing it correctly. However, they never told me the patience, the practice, and the self-compassion pieces, or that I was going to have to keep re-choosing and remembering and forgetting and re-choosing, and that was normal, and it didn't make me bad or wrong, so I didn't need to beat myself up or judge myself for it. So I spent years doing that, and that was on top of the years before then I had spent not knowing that and just making shit harder on myself unnecessarily. So please, yes, you put a time investment in for these miracles now. Let it save you struggle, hardship. Let your success be faster. I'm a quantum success activator, elevator, and accelerator for a reason. You want to accelerate your success? I'm the one you come to. You know what I'm saying? So you could choose to let it be easier and faster, is what I'm saying. But free of force. Woo way woo. Without effort. Going with the flow. Taking inspired aligned action. With your greater higher self in the driver's seat, more often than not. With a harmonized nervous system. With all parts of what I call your human operating system congruent or on the same page with your conscious desires and choices for your body and your being and your business or creative career or whatever it is you're called to do, and or something even better. So that you can experience it with greater ease, joy, freedom, flow, fulfillment, and fun faster than you ever thought possible. As if by miracles and magic. Sound good? Let me know in the comments. All right, final 2 miracles. Let's go. This one's for health and wellness. If you want it to be for your mental and emotional health because you've been struggling at this time of year, you can ask for that as your preference and or something even better. Remember, it's all connected. I mentioned gut health. So your gut may need some extra support, and that may require a functional medical integrative doctor. Focus on wellness care instead of sick care, who knows about the gut brain axis and the interactions and nervous system health. And SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And the four main nutrients that most people are deficient in who have SAD that need to be eating extra foods with these nutrients in them, plus taking supplements at this time of year. And about testing and lab work so your levels can be measured and you can track your progress. And that will help your left brain too, because our left brains love to track shit, right? And have proof on paper. So there you go. There's a treat for your left brain. So this can potentially energetically help you if you say yes to it. It can emotionally help you potentially. It can potentially help you psychologically. It might even have some physical positive contributions. It's not a substitute for the doctor. It's not a substitute for the psychologist or psychiatrist. It's not a substitute for the therapist. It's not a substitute for having your bars run. It's not a substitute if you need extra professional support for coming to work and play with me, for instance, if that's something you're drawn to and you want to discover more, again, follow the link below. It is not a substitute for doing the inner work or taking care of yourself and your body. It's not a substitute for including your body. But it's a kickstart. Okay? So this is a complement to whatever else you're doing for your health and well-being and wellness, not a substitute for it. That being said, it is possible that you've already noticed pain has vanished just on this experience. It's possible you already noticed you're more relaxed and your tension has left. It's possible your sleep issues might already be resolved, at least for tonight or the next few days or this week. It's possible that now you know this information, you might go get some testing done and some labs and find a functional medical practitioner near you. It's possible that you might go get your bars run, hopefully. It's possible that you might benefit from supplementing with an adaptogenic herb. Check with your doctor. But if they're not cutting edge, functional, medically trained, integrative, and holistic, and don't know about adaptogenic herbs and their value, they may not be able to advise you correctly. And remember the daily physical movement as an antidote to stress and as stress mitigation. Meditation, also beneficial, right? Did you know that you can now use meditation with earphones or headphones that can be done in 10 minutes or less per day? If you want to know more about that, I'm happy to hook you up with some recommended links. Just let me know in the comments and I'll circle around in the next week or so and drop some links for you to check out. And a lot of them have free introductory samples so you can experiment. I used to think I sucked at meditating and couldn't meditate, and I wanted to meditate so badly. Turned out I used to meditate all the time as a kid, but I didn't realize what I was doing was meditating. So my mind discounted it. And then when I tried to actively meditate the way I thought you were supposed to or that it should be done, um, I could not do it to save my life. Which, of course, I used to be one more thing that was bad and wrong about me or that I couldn't fucking do, right? That everyone else could, even though I was smart and should be able to. Notice the should. It took ages before I found out, hey, did you know that you could just put in earphones and get certain types of meditation music that are designed scientifically and by sound engineers combined to scientifically put your brain into the brainwave states that monks who've been meditating for like 2 decades in a cave in Tibet can get into within minutes? That can help you and your body access higher, greater levels of consciousness. And what do we say the solution is? The cure is consciousness. Consciousness is the cure. So raising our own consciousness is our contribution to the whole, which can help us beat the doomsday clock and make everything better for us, as well as have a ripple effect on others. Sometimes we see that and feel it directly. Sometimes it's indirect. Sometimes we may never know who or how we affected the whole, right? But if you could spend 10 minutes or a day or less meditating with earphones, and what if you could do it while you were um, walking? I'm not saying you should. I'm just giving an example for those who like to multitask, whether it's because you're busy or have ADD or just like using your time efficiently and productively, like how you may be asleep while you're doing this, or maybe you know about this kind of meditation and you've been having meditation music earphones in the whole time you've been listening to this so that you could do two things at once. You weren't going to be driving anyway since you were meditating. So, how's it get even better than that? If you do something to get your brain and heart into what's known as coherence every day, also, which can be done in minutes, and it's something I just led you through partially on this experience, but it doesn't have to take this whole experience to get into that. So, you want to learn more about that? Visit the Institute of Heart Math at heartmath.org as an organization to learn more about that. And also, I highly recommend you check out the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Okay, so I mentioned that because there are all kinds of things that are simple and short and sweet and safe and effective that you don't have to spend a lot of time to improve your health, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, psychological, energetic, some combination thereof, because it's all connected anyway, that you can add to whatever you're already doing. And you can add to having a functional medical team. You can add to having your bars run or add your bars run to that. Okay. And you can just let this miracle energy be a bonus boost to anything you're already doing or add to what you're already doing. And that was important not just for disclaimer purposes, but just so you know, this may be a miracle and it may alleviate pain spontaneously or instantly have you breathing easier and better. And the pain may stay gone. And if it does, please come back here and comment and let me know. Hey, Aaron, I had this pain for years or months. It went away when I said yes to your miracle. Guess what? Check this out. It might have gone away when you said yes to the money miracle or when you said yes to the relationship miracle. It might not have gone away when you said yes to the health miracle, just to give you how this is all connected and doesn't always make sense as a reference point. Not a reference point, cancel that, as an example. But let's say that you had some kind of old injury or pain finally heal up or go away, or you haven't noticed it. And like days from now, you notice it. You're like, oh, that pain I had forever is gone. What's different? And then your mind, if you're a left brainer, is going to go to everything under the sun except for this. Because there's no way this could count, according to our logical small self. As soon as it dawns on you, oh, that's right, Erin said this could happen, and that it was miracle time on her Merry Miracle Mondays video 2 thing that I did, that I may have fallen asleep on. Oh, maybe it's from that. Well, come and comment. Bookmark this video. Save it. Come back to it and comment a few days from now and share what you're noticing that's improving, whether it's health related, relationship related, career or business or money related. What do you notice has changed and improved? Physically, emotionally, psychologically, energetically, with your sleep, with your sinuses, with how you breathe, with if you feel instead of anxious or overwhelmed, maybe you feel more at ease over the next hours, days, or weeks. And your logical mind will try to come up with reasons that's true, but at the end of the day, you know what's true for you. And you'll know that maybe nothing else has changed, or maybe nothing else has changed that actually is the cause of it, other than your willingness to say yes and receive this energy. That's coming from pure source. I'm just facilitating it for you. I'm not the source of it. So, with that in mind, let's take a deep, slow belly breath. Feet are on the ground. Go ahead and wiggle your toes. Feel your feet on the ground floor or earth below you. Do some gentle shoulder rolls or gentle stretches if your body wants you to. Put your attention back in your heart space in the center of your spine, the back in front of your chest. That's right. Okay, so what energy, space, consciousness, choice, miracles, mystery, magic, and possibilities could you and your body and all parts of what I call your human operating system, which includes your conscious mind, subconscious mind, superconscious, spirit, energy bodies, emotional body, physical body, all parts of your body and being, whether I've said it or mentioned it or not, be now to physically actualize and actualize on all levels as miraculous benefits and boosts to your health and wellness from now on in safe, healthy, harmonious ways with total ease, joy, and glory for your highest and greatest benefit, even if it's something that you asked for and or something even greater and better than your mind could ever even fathom, that you didn't even think would benefit, that never even occurred to you to think about, like an old injury or a sleep thing or a deviated septum or a sinus thing or breathing easier or just feeling lighter and freer. You might notice that you feel lighter and freer after this. You may notice that you have released some excess body fat and or weight after this. That may actually stay gone. You may not, but I want you to choose to be open and curious in the hours, days, and weeks after this, and notice what you notice, like a kid with childlike wonder. That's right. Keep breathing. So, would you love to receive a miracle for your wellness, health, and well being now? If so, say yes out loud and mean it. Take a deep, slow belly breath, please, with your attention in your heart space. That's right. And now, I want you to type into the comments, I am choosing to receive this health and wellness miracle now. I'll repeat it. I am choosing to receive this health and wellness miracle now. If you need to pause this and type that and resume, you can. I am now choosing to receive this health and wellness miracle, or this miracle for my health and well being, however you want to word it. But the key words are I am, and then some iteration of choosing. Okay? So put that in the comments if you're choosing to receive it after you said yes aloud and submit the comment. And then palms open and upward. Deep slow belly breath, attention's in your heart space, and just allow yourself to receive. It's coming through now. That's right. If you're hearing like leather furry sounds, it's just my fake leather chair squeaking under me and behind me as I stretch my back out when I was doing that miracle, because that one was like a full body expansion. Yeah. So there's that noise as I stretch out my back on the back of this chair. Wow, that was an interesting one. Very interesting. I've had, they always come through differently, but I don't recall having, oh, my body stretched out in this particular way before for this. So that's pretty interesting. What are you noticing? Did you feel anything with any of these so far, or during this whole time, even when you thought no miracles were coming through, but I told you the energy was running in the background? You noticing heat or coolness, tingles, warmth, energy moving, different sensations in and around your body, less stress, less tension, greater ease, greater freedom, greater joy, greater love, greater peace. You feeling more optimistic, more hopeful? Did you notice any sales or lead notifications coming in, even though I asked you to mute notifications? Maybe you just got a booking or a gig. and your agent or manager are trying to contact you. You know? Now, after this, your body may desire and or require either more rest and or sleep than you usually give it or than you usually think it needs, and or it may require less. There is no right or wrong, even though your mind will think there is. But I tell you this because I want you to be aware of this possibility, because it's different for each person and every body. It might need the same amount it usually does, but it might be different. And I want you to be aware of that. So if you notice that your body desires and requires naps, and you're like, but I'm not even old. I thought only old people or little kids took naps. What if you chose not to judge it and just allow yourself to take a damn nap if you have the time for it? And your mind will go, we don't have the time for this. We got to do this, this, and this. Well, if you don't work at a 9 to 5 and you're your own boss, and you may not be, but if you are, what if choosing to honor your body is the most productive thing you could do, and you'll be so much more efficient afterward? What if it creates greater ease and flow? And then you can know you're not just doing busy work, but what work you take will be based on inspiration, and it will be needle moving and effective. Isn't that more efficient use of your time? Just food for thought. Maybe you can't take a nap, but you could go to bed earlier or get up later or both. Maybe not every day, but maybe this week you could, or for a few days if your body's desiring and requiring it. It might want you to sleep on a different side than you usually sleep on. If you usually sleep on your back, it might want to sleep on your left side. If you usually, by the way, that's a great tip if you have acid reflux, besides for elevating your bed. If you have usually sleep on your side, maybe it wants to sleep on your back. So just be open and curious and notice what you notice, and remember to include your body in your asks and your choices, and to become aware of its wisdom that it wants to share with you and make you aware of. And your mind's going to hate it, and you could choose to ignore it, but things will get harder if you do. They'll get easier if you listen, and better. So I advise you to listen and not do it the hard-headed struggle bus way like I did. So if you notice your body's desiring and requiring more rest and or sleep this week, don't judge it or make yourself bad or wrong. Don't let your mind drive. Just notice it. Oh, isn't that cute? My mind's trying to drive again. Good little mind. Thank you so much for your feedback. And Erin said this could happen. And to choose to let you know that I'm choosing to put my higher, greater self into the driver's seat now anyway. But thanks for your feedback. Good looking out. So I'm going to choose to honor my body and give it more rest, and choose to trust, it's a choice, that I will be even more effective and efficient and productive with my time anyway. Dang it. So let's do the last. Be aware, and also you may need less sleep. If so, don't judge it. Let's do the last miracle now, which is going to be the one for money. If you would like to receive a miracle to improve or increase anything having to do with money or wealth, say yes aloud and mean it, and give me a yes, Erin, I'm choosing to receive this money and wealth miracle now in the comments. And then palms open and upward, and choose to breathe and receive. That's right. Breathe and receive, breathe and receive, breathe and receive. Hands facing up, palms up. In safe, healthy, harmonious ways, with as much ease, joy, and glory as you're willing to ask for and allow yourself to receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is this and or something even better. Thanks for your time. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. If you didn't thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell yet, please do so now. And there may be some bonus miracles coming. To find out more, join my email list for free at quantumleapyourbiz.com. You can also like and follow me on my Facebook business page, facebook.com/quantumleapyourbiz. And if you want to learn how to qualify to receive that complimentary session with me, follow the bit.ly link below. If you want to become a client or customer magnet, sign up for my email list, quantumleapyourbiz.com. You can download a free gift that will help transform you into a client attraction magnet. I am a client attraction specialist and a branding and online marketing consultant / strategist. After all, not all coaches, business coaches, are consultants and vice versa, but I happen to be both. All right, this has been Erin Lloyd of Quantum Leap Your Biz and quantumleapyourbiz.com. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your investment of time and energy in yourself. Let me know what's going on. Save this, favorite it, come back and comment. Until next time, remember, you're a miraculous being of love and light who happens to have a body. How does it get even better than this? Let us know what shows up for you. Choose to detach from controlling it and get curious and open and notice what you notice. There's no right or wrong, good or bad to this. All right, until next time, this has been Erin Lloyd. Bye for now.